Here we go.
Hello.
All right, guys. We've got some stuff to do today, but first, who remembers what happened last time?
When the session started, Dolores was screaming. Um,
And all of it.
yep. Um, uh, Alsana recognizes it as a dream spell, more specifically the nightmare portion of it. So we're dealing with that now, probably from Alsana, but at the very least from some sort of opposing force. We throw the poor man through the tree. And then we transport via plants to the mountains at the foothills that of the tree that the warden showed us. Alsana gets the robe collected with the quicklings. They are very quick. And then they went splat. With Kane's shield, which we then had to go
I
after.
claim no fault in this.
I'll claim your fault. Then we eventually find the shield, and there's two men standing there. Two, I think like sheep farmers or shepherds or something. And after like 20 minutes of deliberation, Alzana just turns into a bear, walks over, and scares them off while stealing their lunch.
And the shield.
And and then proceeds to chew up the shield. We start going up on the mountain. We get warned of bears by some passersby, which is funny. There's some splits and diversions, but we quickly make sense of it. However, it is a very bendy, curvy, windy road. Oh hey, an actual bear. Kane talks. Kane talks to the bear, in his own half-orc way, and kind of walks off.
As you should.
Alsana doesn't commune with nature. No pings for celestials yet. We see the passers-by, and we get a better idea of the terrain coming up. There's some tiger wildlife further on, but no, we don't meet any other bears. Eventually, we see a humanoid walking down. He is very angry and very stompy and very grumpy. Alsana does detect good and evil, just out of precaution for this guy like having the disposition of like an archfiend lawyer. However, he's nothing special, but Alsana does notice a small celestial presence off the path. It is a small celestial, almost rabbit, that hops out after we have a brief conversation with the man, really not liking what he found up there, being just an old dude rather than some powerful celestial who can grant him his greatest desires. Just for walking up a hill, why would everyone be doing that if that was the case, you fucking idiot? He proceeds to kick the cute little Whoopentinger, which Alsana quickly runs over and makes sure it's okay and heals it. We don't rip the guy to shreds only because we wonder if that would piss off the guardian of the mountain. We kind of pick him up and give him pets. He's probably a familiar. And we continue up the path. Remember the bag of tricks? Kane gets a jackal buddy because we need fluffy friends. And we find a waterfall. With some was it griffins or hippogriffs?
They were griffins.
Griffins. Two parents and three hatchlings. And oddly docile. We decided to just take a rest there and let them leave on their own, because they can be pecky and bitey and murdery sometimes, especially with chicks nearby. Given the communication, celestial influence just on the edge, as well as like some further insight that the little bunny guy is a bit more celestial than someone like Mori. There's a small building in a similar direction of the celestial, and once again a check of the path. That seems to just take some time. Eventually we reach the top, there's an old guy sitting under a waterfall. Which the
Surprise.
bunny hops out of the arms and runs towards, and he recognizes the bunny. Bunny's name is Clarity. He goes, nah, sorry guys, Kieran's an old myth and tale, and it's just me, my old ass up here. And Alsana goes, no, okay, where is it actually? Um,
Okay, like, cool. We're on top of the mountain. Let's have tea.
and he goes, I'm gonna have to think on this a bit. So we sit down, wait for him to think on it, and have some tea. Apparently we've proven ourselves with a explanation of what we're here for and what we're doing. Hidden waterfall, of course there is. Probably, if it didn't go so smoothly and he's just like, nope, I've got nothing for you, and he just shuts himself in the shack. The first thing you check was behind the waterfall. Would have been right.
We play Nintendo games.
Yep. However, we go
Do you
through.
really think we would have gotten through without him coming through first? There's
Oh,
key.
not in the slightest, but we would have tried.
We would have still had a proper suspicion.
It would have been great, yes.
We proceed to walk through the waterfall behind him, and we kind of fall for a bit and then land. It's weird and it's magical, and we're probably further in the mountain. And we walk a path into a kind of palace temple underground complex thing. Apparently there's multiple people, just like the old guy, who receive guidance and instruction from the Kieran, and they guidance instruction and do their studies here. And we meet the Kieran, title of the Bright One. We get the robe purified after explaining our lot and why we're here and what we're doing. And he offers us a potential task in return for some boons, as well as transport to that task. Apparently he's got a counterpart, that a kind of like arrival of darkness that comes up every 8,000 years, and they just beat the shit out of each other and then go back to sleep for another 8,000 years. Apparently he's 4,000 years a bit early. And the Kieran could maybe go and work on it, but also we're here and we're powerful, and it'd probably just ease the whole process over much better. We're not trying to full-on murder it. We probably couldn't, but it's going to try to kill us. And we just need to bonk it on the nose and make it go back to sleep to put it back on schedule. Also, he's weakened right now, so we're not, fighting full. We're not fighting like full power. Freaking Kieran Frieza or whatever this thing is.
Yeah, we'll stab it till it's less of a problem.
I mean, that's a standby. We are offered up a room and board for the night. And in the morning we will head off because our spells are a bit low after today. Some of us, at least.
My spells are doing great.
Yeah. As well, we just have some talks on kind of asking stuff about the Lady of the Plains and how that goes. We get a bit of a lore drop on how divine beings work in this world. There's the big old gods who were the original guys, but over time there are ones who are kind of a step below the almighty gods, and that is these I think it's just divine beings, right?
Mm-hmm. Divines, divinities.
Yep, divines, yeah. They are concepts made aware. They are concepts that kind of wrap in on themselves and gain powers. They are ideas. They are creeds and really anything that a god could be of. And over time, that power builds and grows and eventually has a thought.
Be gone.
Xanthus was one of these. The Lady of the Plains is when that process gets twisted as either the kind of egg that was to hatch into a proper being was gobbled up by something with a more physical form. So, someone ate a powerful concept, and it was someone of and probably tied to this side of the mirror. The side we're on right now. And to that extent, the Lady of the Plains is tied to that. It's possible that the concept kind of ran and inhabited a thing. It's possible that that someone else went out and kind of just took it for their own, and basically it could be a couple things in the driver's seat, but it's a problem. It's a big problem. If she gets more power, she's gonna actively be threatening a lot more than just regular material planes and cities. It's gonna be the whole order of balance of existence. This started about 1,000 years ago, and we're still trying to figure out exactly how to deal with this. Also, Alsana is going off on a side tangent about Stormgust and her shadow, and god damn it, the GM doesn't just throw that in the back for no reason. I think that was it. Oh yeah, and then Alsana asked about our friend Brakil back home. And asks advice from the Kieran for another up-and-coming Celestial Guardian. Kieran gives instructions to fill a vial with the spring water of this place, and shave some of the unicorn dust, which she happened to already have. And we have a Pegasus potion set to be fed to Brakil on return. In the meantime, not in the meantime, in return, Alsana offers more a sentimental gift of a bottle of water from the shrine of Soren Wood. As well, Lars puts on his new robes. They are nice and purple.
Yeah.
Alsana tries to break Xanthus out of his tsundere shell.
Yeah.
Things.
Yep.
Bold of you to assume it's a shell.
Well, we just found out that it came from an egg. So
I need everyone to know that I'm reading the notes in the document that Ty sent me, and
fantastic!
And underneath the text of Alsana goes to do her funky little etherealness thing to say thank you to Xanthus from Alaris, Ty typed underneath it uwu. And then quickly after, as I say this, shut up, Devin, shut the fuck up, bro.
I just need to commend Devin for taking whatever punishment he may have just wrought from Ty in the future.
I see how it is. As a subcategory of the note. We get rooms and rest to we head to our rooms to rest and recoup. We'll return in the morning. We get a long rest.
Oh, hell yeah, long rest.
Mm-hmm.
I have 6 HP of damage from Bear.
It was a rough climb. You had a very long and tiring day.
My damage was from Alsana.
Yeah, you were fine. Your sister bit you in the hand. But you are able to rest and recover from that quite comfortably and very safely. Your sleep is uninterrupted on all counts. Something in the air here is very peaceful and serene. But in the morning, or what you assume would be morning, you rise and you hear a little tap 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 at the door.
Someone else get it.
We can come in, unless the door's locked, and so I'm coming.
Kane is going to, from the bedside, take out his new whip and try to get the door handle and open it.
Kane, don't smack me on the head with it.
What are you trying to get the door handle with?
Oh, the whip that he got, the stun book.
Yeah, you snap the whip at the door, and there's a loud crack, and there's sort of an eep outside.
Oh, sorry.
Condo's already like shuffling over to open the door and just like looks up probably and just goes, "Ah, good morning."
You look up, and it's actually not as far up as you might have assumed.
Yeah.
It's only a couple of feet above you. Usually it's like 3 or 4, maybe. But the face that looks down upon you is small, thin, and young. He's a scrawny sort of kid. He looks like he might be in somewhere around the 12 to 13 age for a human, which by his ears and general features he seems to be. His hair is neatly trimmed, but the clothing he wears, while very nice, the robes are just a hair too big, as if to fit a boy that is growing and growing quickly lately, for as long as possible.
Oh, good morning, dear. How you doing this morning?
Hello, I'm supposed to take you to, breakfast, if you're up.
I'm gonna ask out of character before asking character. Is he okay? Is his throat okay?
Basically, I had a concept, and I realized at the last moment I could not do it. I don't know how to do a cracking voice.
Oh, sorry, Scoob.
I'm here to take you to breakfast.
Okay, I just was wondering if this kid
No,
had
that's
like
fair. That's
if he
fair.
was in the middle of puberty or had bronchitis, because I can cure one of those.
You know what? For the sake of this, he has a little bit of a sore throat this morning.
Okay.
I mean, living under a waterfall will do that to you.
Yeah, well.
So, if everybody's ready,
I think we gotta get out of bed.
Alsana,
Someone's gotta
out of the bed.
Alsana, you have to do your beads.
I can do that.
Kane flops onto the floor and, like, shuffles up onto his 2 feet. Breakfast.
yeah, if you're ready.
I'm ready. Yeah.
The young ones function on food. You should know that.
I grab Alaris by the ankle and toss him over my shoulder. Food time.
Yeah, okay. And he gets up.
Wearing the holy blessed legendary magic item of a bathrobe
Yeah.
and bunny slippers.
Yeah.
They got the lamps on them.
Every part of his the perk of being under Xanthus is everything is like moldable into something. So the robes of the Archmagi go from these very regal robes to like literally like a bathroom.
Yeah, he looks like the dude from Big Lebowski, but purple.
Yeah.
Just the biggest purple robes with like the jackalope bunny slippers.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to go.
Uh-huh. You know, snap and it'll go back to its regal form.
Kane just looks at it. And
Okay.
just,
This way.
Alsana is walking, and as she does, she has a brush in one hand and is braiding and beating with the other. As we established, like in was it session 3, she can do it one-handed.
Yeah,
I think so.
ridiculous as she is, she can do it.
Kane
So-
takes his guard helmet out of the bag and puts it on Alaris' head backwards.
Alaris, there is very suddenly a bucket helmet going the wrong way.
Why?
You got the robes, and I need to knock you down to the peg.
You
Fair
don't bring
enough.
down a pig by taking away his sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you walk through the
Uh,
halls,
Put it at the bucket helmet at the very least. Right way round.
okay.
a man in a bucket helmet, purple robes, and jackalope slippers walks into breakfast. Ah, yes, one of the 4 horsemen of the negative apocalypse where things got better.
Yeah.
As
I'm being
you
good in it.
The Goodening.
As you walk through the halls, guided by this young student, it seems, of this monastery, you would notice that the light suffusing this building has kind of the color and the quality of an early dawn. It's not as bright as it was when you arrived here the previous evening. But it isn't dark either. Everything is fairly well and evenly lit. The shadows, such as they are, never get very deep. You head into a slightly larger hall
Also,
with
like,
rows of tables.
as they go, she like gives a wave to the young guy and just like, "Thank you, sir. I didn't quite get your name though."
Art. Everybody calls me Art.
Alright. I'll put a good word for you if I talk to the right one again.
Oh. I'm supposed to show you which way to him next, after you finished eating.
Oh, you are just a treat.
Have
Yeah.
you had breakfast?
Yeah.
Have you had breakfast yet? Do you want to sit and eat with us?
Yeah, I could do that.
Also, do
I
you
need
have
to
tea
wait
here?
for you. Yeah, I mean, loads. What kind do you like?
Strong.
I'll
It is
ask,
too
I'll
bright
ask
in
the
that
cooks.
room.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's.
Kind of bright everywhere here.
I've noticed.
I'll,
Also, despite the makeup, there is some darker under her eyes.
I'll ask the cooks what they recommend. Yeah. Well, you know, they prepare the food. So yeah, go ahead and sit down and I'll go and find out what we have.
Thank you. And he just
Takes
like
off.
sits down at the table and poof, face down.
Are you okay?
Kane takes the buck helmet off of Polaris' head, puts it onto her head, just like to like lean on it. It's like, there, got a shadow for you.
Yeah.
She just kind of like slides it off and puts it on the table.
I pull out a small blanket and put it on her head instead.
Stop.
Alright. You sure you don't want coffee rather than tea?
I might just do both.
What? Don't
Okay.
over caffeinate. Careful.
She like blinks away and is like, I have about 4 different poultices that will make sure it's not too bad for me.
Kane,
Okay, dear.
real fast, what kind of room are we in?
You are in a somewhat larger, wider hall. There's a number of tables, long, scattered throughout, with benches pulled up to either side. You actually see a few more people milling about in various places. It's not crowded as far as a cafeteria goes, but it's also not sparse or uninhabited. You see as occasionally a group might go take a table and one of them would go to the doors at the end where Art had just run off to. After a moment, that one would come back with a small stack of plates or bowls, pass them out to his companions, and they would then go over to a sideboard on another side of the room, which is covered with various dishes of things, some covered, some open, with ladles, spoons, or forks in them, and pretty much serve themselves up buffet style. From a distance, you see a lot of fruits, you see a lot of breads, a lot of baked goods. There's milks, cheeses, and butters. You, of note, do not necessarily notice or smell anything like cooked meats or eggs. However, there are fluffy pancakes.
Nice.
Oh.
Kane sighs and looks to Lars and just go, we should probably set up the tent around our table. I don't want
Yeah,
these
we should
guys
probably
getting in
should.
trouble just because we're here.
If I had to guess, there might be some protections on this place.
Yes, but do you want to risk whatever we're about to do to the Kieran's enemy happening to the Kieran?
How about I go ask right now?
You do that. I'm just gonna set up the tent. Go to safe and sorry.
Call's gonna get get a second plate to put stuff she knows Alsana likes onto the plate.
Note, right about then is when Art comes back with the plates and bowls for you guys. And also a iron teapot and a small stack of small cups that he carries cradled close to his chest. Quite a bit of it is kind of balanced on arms. The teapot he sets on a small raised wooden platform in the center of the table and passes the cups out and says to you, Alsana, it's the strongest thing they could think of.
Perfect. Your blessing from the bright one.
It's not really... Yeah, just to warn you, I think it's really bitter.
Sounds
but
great.
if you... Okay.
Real quick, can you give me an early direction to the bright one? I need to ask a fast question before breakfast.
I mean, I probably could. Is it really important?
Yes.
Sooner rather than later.
Okay, I can take you there while everybody else eats.
Appreciated.
I'm
And
gonna
also
come back and...
walks over to the buffet, takes a irresponsibly large piece of cheese, and starts walking.
Okay.
Okay, shrugs and finishes up the tent.
Okay. You get a couple odd looks, and one of the people there wanders over after a moment. Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I have light sensitivity.
Sorry, what?
My eyes, they're light sensitive. I get headaches.
Oh. You know, I could probably do something about that. Here, let me... And she starts reaching towards your face.
Yep, and he just like, kind of like leans back and she's like, trust me, the tent's the best idea for this.
Alright, if you insist.
He kind of just pats you on the shoulder. He's like, don't worry. Just how we do things.
We have 2 healers with us. We've tried with the light sensitivity, but
Oh.
seems to be just its own little thing.
I'm sorry to hear that. I kind of assumed it was maybe due to an illness or something temporary.
No, I went to a doctor once and they said because my eyes are yellow rather than darker color, it absorbs more light. I can see in the dark better, but headaches.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Good luck with this. She
Appreciate it.
turns back the other way, and you are left to make a small canvas tent in the middle of the hall. Alsana.
Finish setting up.
Yep. You are guided to the Bright One, who looks up at you from the center, that island in his usual room. And just... I did not expect you so soon.
I just have a quick question, then we'll return as the whole group. Does this place have protections over scrying?
Of course.
I
None
thought
can
so.
see into my domain that I do not allow.
Perfect. That's all I needed. Thank you very much. Actually, no, I'll ask that later. And just turns around and walks back.
Alright. You walk back to see a completed, somewhat lopsided tent, given that the floor is of paved stone and marble, and there's no place to really drive pegs into. But it's kind of precariously balanced on the poles all the same.
Are we a little
Kind of a
robot-y for
great-
anyone else?
A little.
Yeah, my voice connected dipped into red for a moment there. Anyhow, the tent is not the most secure and steady because you can't drive pegs into this floor, but you've got kind of a drape of canvas over the table.
Also walks back. There's protections here.
Yeah, and she ignored the fact that when people die with decibels that they stay dead.
It's not how that works.
That's fine, I'd rather not risk it. Plus, also, I figured this would give you a respite from the brightness.
I am dealing with that right now. Just... You need not stay here that much longer, alright?
Yeah, sure. So, he pulls out like a small jar of like coffee grounds, just like second cup.
I haven't had my first. And
Do you want some crackers with cheese or? on a cheese kick.
She looks over, like still a piece of cheese in her hand that she took with her.
Nah, she looks good.
Want some fruit? I know apples have caffeine.
She sits down, pours the tea.
Okay. The tea is a much lighter color than the darker brews that you might be used to. It's almost a pale yellow.
I feel like the color is almost a unassuming defense mechanism. Oh, let's see. And she takes a sip.
All right. It has not got very much caffeine in it. It's of a somewhat different flavor than you're accustomed to. Let's see. Go ahead and give a quick nature check just to see if you've encountered this, if you can identify it.
If she's thinking on it, she'll be
Yeah, no problem. You've come
31.
across this so much in not a lot in Veravale, but it's kind of an import there.
There was a
green
fad
tea.
for a bit.
You just were given some green tea.
Mm.
You've got the feeling that this place probably a little more herbal, and green tea is as caffeine heavy as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less than black tea and a lot less than coffee.
Yep, she'll just keep it in her hand, probably drink a good portion of the pot.
Yep. Alright. So, you guys are able to load up on your breakfast foods and eat your fill? You okay there, John?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. You have your fill of breakfast. Presumably you strike the tent before heading out.
Oh yeah. Just
Mhm.
stuff it into the bag. You can pull it out later.
Okay. And Art kind of slightly bouncing a little bit on his toes, having finished his fruit salad portion quite a bit sooner than the rest of you and gone back for seconds. Are you ready? Do we need to stop anywhere else?
I believe we're good.
Okay.
Quite the appetite, though, I might say.
I'm kind of hungry all the time lately. I don't know.
I wonder.
What kind of muscles hair a little bit? Yeah, the Groper's big and strong then.
Oh yeah,
He
I'm
is pretty
gonna.
tall.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the plan.
Would you, She kinda, gives a glance up and down. Would you mind doing a quick stand-up? I'm medically trained. I could perhaps give you an estimate.
Are you doing a physical in the middle of the...
She just
area?
wants to. She just wants to
Alright, sure.
wants
Sure,
him
sure.
to do a quick turnaround, kind of thing.
Okay. Alright.
Give me a spin, darling.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that medicine.
I would like to note, this is not a
My
thing
God.
that people can do normally.
Yeah, but when you roll 37 on medicine check.
Big shit.
Hell. Alright.
How tall is this NPC going to be when they're adult, Ariel? Tell us. We know you have
Yep.
the info.
He does have a little bit of a scratchy sore throat, but it's probably nothing serious. Honestly, a few cups of that tea or a similar equivalent would sort it out pretty quickly. As for potential physique, he's small, he's scrawny right now, but given time, exercise, nutrition, which he seems to have a fairly good array of, he's probably not going to be like an enormous muscle-browned tank, but he's got a good potential to grow into something athletic. He's got potential to stretch a good bit. You can already see that, yeah, he's probably going through some recent growing pains. Given his race, his current stature, his likely age, his nutrition, etc., from what little you've seen, you would estimate that probably he's going to wind up in the realm of the upper half of 5 feet. Maybe just below 6. He's probably not going to sprout too much beyond that.
And she gives a glance. I'd cap you at around 5'11".
Oh, really? I mean, one more inch, right?
There's a smile. Take your lot. But moreover, potential for athleticism. Quite a bit.
I mean, make sure you're doing your stretches every day. You might actually grow a little bit extra. You never know.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that works.
At the very least, it'll keep you limber, and starting that kind of thing early is very helpful. You
Also
touch your
for posture.
toes.
He bends over and stretches down, and you see his knees bend just very slightly, but he touches his toes.
Mhm.
He came close
Yep.
without bending his knees.
Keep the legs straight, and then work on putting your palms to the floor.
Huh. He looks very thoughtful. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I should be taking you to the bright one.
Right. Huh? We can talk
Right
as we
now.
walk.
Yeah.
And just as they're going, also, we'll just give some, like, just ramble off just a few medical things.
Kane will recommend that he grows a mohawk for the extra inch.
Yep.
And just, also, if you can look into growing peanuts, good source of protein.
Oh yeah, we have nuts we eat sometimes. They're kind of mixed into more like the lunches and dinners than the breakfasts, but yeah.
If you can grate them down, there is a method. Have you heard of peanut butter?
As I roll a quick d20 to find out if this NPC. Yeah, very familiar with peanut butter actually. Though actually maybe not peanut butter, almond butter.
Ah.
He knows almond butter.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Is that
inferior version.
just is that just almond butter but with a different nut?
Out of character, is that what's the peanut versus almond protein ratio?
I
Almond
actually do
has-
not know.
Almond has less protein. It has higher sodium. That being said, it also has higher calcium. At least if it's anything like almond milk compared to other nut milk.
And she nods. It's like, yes. Peanut has a bit more protein in it though, which is good for the muscles.
Also,
I think we've got some in our trail mix.
also, he lives with a Karen. I'm pretty sure they have nutrition handled.
I'm just saying if he wants to specialize is all. And being the big and strong seems to be a priority.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna hand top of the head again. I think he's gonna eat whatever he sees in front of him.
Probably.
If you can't pick out your nutrients, eat as much as you can. Eventually, you'll get enough.
She rolls her eyes. That is not how it works.
Worked for me.
Yes, and
I look at her 6'2" and buff.
well, son. Unless you can go back in time and make sure one of your parents is an orc, maybe stick with my advice.
Our dad is like 5'2". It's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. How much do you want to admit he's part of you?
If it means helping this kid have realistic expectations, I'm okay with it.
Here we
Just
are.
eat enough food, work out, stretch, should be fun. Grow extra hair.
Yep. I'll go and write all that down. Apparently, I don't need to guide you out or anything, so, I guess.
Magic's fun like that. Though, as well, if you... Magic is not a bad trait to pick up either. Just something for the future.
Hand on the center of her back so it's pushing her forward.
Bye.
Bye.
Try snuffing a candle with your mind. It's rather quite easy.
And you leave a child on the cusp of teenagerhood with a mind full of very good advice.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Boy's gonna be an eldritch knight.
He's doing his best.
And that boy was Ashta.
Oh man. Alright. You all enter the Kirin's room. Unchanged, it seems, from the last time, though the lighting is just a bit paler. It's gradually lightening from that dawn sunlight. But it's still just on the verges of that. The Kirin looks towards you. Do I have your interest in what was proposed the other day?
I believe so.
Could be fun.
Heck yeah.
We
Seems like a
will.
fun little off day thing.
we find ourselves wanting preparations before the issue that comes to the forest. And if you are offering boons,
I am.
As well, we are great and kind people who want to lend a hand wherever we can, of course.
And you are that as well.
also, art, wonderful, delight. If there's any magical swords out set in stones, he might just have the Hoodsbud pull it out. In the future, you never know. Just give him a chance.
Just a really good kid. Like, just really sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Artifice does have potential.
His full
I
name's
can deny
Artemis.
it. Yes.
I thought it was Arthur.
Oh, never mind. He may
Does
just
his
be.
last name start with an R?
He has no last name. He was left upon the mountain as a baby, and we took him in.
Who
That's
named
not
him
how I know it.
Artifice?
Does that happen often?
The Kirin kind of nods head back and forth in a almost shrug-like yes/no pattern. Often, not often, but it does happen. Parents cannot hope to feed yet another child. The town cannot support an orphan, and so they are sent here in hopes that someone kindly will take it in. And we
He does have
do.
an appetite.
Seriously, who named him Artifice?
I did.
and she'll start, but ask why. It's a bit of an odd one.
I feel like we have bigger priorities, Asana.
It felt right.
Well, I'll trust the feeling of one such as yourself. Just
Any of the people here have full leave to change the names that I grant them.
do you name all of them?
Only the ones that require it, or
Okay.
request it.
Alright. So then,
However, for now, if you are well prepared,
Good as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
is there any further heads up you can give us on what exactly we're beating back into a 4,000-year slumber?
Shadow, made incarnate, as I am light. If any of you do not see well in darkness, find a way to remedy that.
Sound like elbow is called a.
I
However-
have an owl goggle thing that I've had for 6 months.
No,
Yep.
the
We also
lamp.
always have the lantern. We also always have
I
the
thought you
lantern on.
meant me because I don't have dark vision.
No, as in your lamp will be very useful.
That works
Oh my
too.
goodness. Yeah.
Uh,
Told me
we,
on the uwu and I got hostile.
we are a 15th and 14th level party, fellas.
Yep, it's amazing. He looks around. I believe, however, you have that well in hand.
I think so.
As for anything else, it is a powerful being, even weakened as it is.
Is your ways of light particularly effective against it?
If you're asking if it's vulnerable to radiant, it is not.
Okay.
However, it's not resistant to it, if I remember correctly. So,
All right. Yep. That was the
Wait,
wonder. Is like, has it built up resistance to his powers, or yeah?
Vaccinated radiant damage.
Get me in there.
all right.
I'll just roll my
So,
shoulder. I already fought one Shadow Mancer this week. Let's go for the second.
All right. And he will turn towards the wisteria tree behind him and look back to you and say, normally, I would not allow this, but I will give you passage back through this tree once upon returning. You will find a place where you will be able to use such passage, as long as you are capable. He looks very specifically at you, Alsana, with this.
So I should keep a casting in reserve.
If you can. I do not believe it will do you harm to rest there, but it may not be as comfortable as it is here.
That's fair.
I await your return. And he reaches out with his nose, his muzzle, and just barely brushes the bark of the wisteria. And you see it peel and fold back in intricate shapes and designs, a lattice work circling around the trunk of this tree, wider and wider, the interior shining with a golden light. He steps away from it and looks towards you. This is your gate.
Right. Shall we away?
Let's go.
All right.
If we don't return, thank you for anything and everything.
Also, if we
blink.
don't return, sorry.
We'll at
I
least
will
take a chunk about him.
I will appreciate the effort all the same. So with that, as you walk into the light, it envelops you, brightens, and then dims to darkness, and it takes you each a few blinks of the eyes as you exit the tunnel to clear your vision and see what surrounds you. You find yourselves in a wide chamber, almost as if it were outdoors. You see walls of stone behind you. You see a swirling, glowing green mass of water in a pool against the rock face, trickling out into a stream. There are indeed shadowy trees surrounding you, some with foliage, some without, but all of the foliage here looks strange. It seems dead. Or not dead, but in the process of dying, as if it was decay frozen in place. Everything droops. Or if it doesn't droop, it's somehow almost slimy in appearance, or brittle, or broken. The faint green glow of the water is the only illumination here, except for Calda's lantern. And it is quiet, except for a slow, rhythmic hush of water and wind.
Should we try and be sneaky?
Not so sure. Also, I was going to walk over to one of the trees and just place a hand on it.
The bark cracks beneath even a gentle touch and falls away, flaking like ash or dirt.
Can she tell just from where she is there life here at all in the nature?
Go ahead and, give a nature check. In a strange way, these trees aren't fully dead, but it would be hard to say that anything in this area could be described as full of life, living. It's more as if, again, it was the process of decay caught in place. Life that hasn't quite been lost, but barely exists.
Could she potentially use the life that is left here for some of her own spells?
Depending upon the spell. If you're thinking of plant growth, I will allow it.
Wrath of Nature?
If you're Wrath of Nature, I'll allow it.
Alright. Transport via plants?
Yes.
All right.
Transport via plants will explicitly work here.
Okay.
Several of these trees are very large.
Okay. She's going to... she's going to look at the group and go, would you perhaps be willing to afford me 1 minute?
Do you want to talk to him?
I want to bring a friend with us.
Oh, you wanna do it?
If this is
I
one
think
of
any help we can get
darkness,
would be useful.
I might have a candidate.
Well, let's we'll keep an eye out then. And
Actually,
Kane
hold
will-
on, GM. How flammable are these trees?
Um, eh,
Like, is it
I
that
mean,
muddy dead or?
yeah, it is that muddy, rot-filled dead.
Okay.
There's a certain sogginess to a lot of it,
But it's
despite the
not all
flaking.
tinder.
Yeah, it's not all tinder. It's not going to go up like a match, but you could probably get a smolder going if you have enough fire.
Okay. Yeah, but my concern is not lighting everything on fire.
Okay, you should be okay there.
Okay.
It would take some time and effort.
All right. Also, I'm gonna sit down for a minute. She's gonna cast Conjure Elemental.
Okay.
Right. In the meantime, Kane's gonna stand there with the flame tongue short sword in one hand and the mind reaver in the other.
Okay. Alsana, roll me a d100. Those who are on watch, go ahead and roll me your perception checks.
Can I roll one for Maury?
You can roll one for Mori, yes.
16.
Okay. A 16. Yep. The spell is cast without any strange effects.
All right. Do I need to just keep a fire elemental sheet on hand, or?
Let me see. Is it a full fire elemental?
Yes.
Because I do not have a sheet for that. I've got a water elemental. Let me go ahead and see if I can real quick add one.
Yep, you can drag and drop fire elementals.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I can, because let's see. Make sure I can get that. Look up in the compendium. Fire elemental.
Meantime, D&D Beyond, guys.
Loot crate.
Loot
A
crate.
word from our sponsors, which we totally have.
God, stop.
Coffee.
What?
Hades from Supergiant Games.
Mhm.
Supporting this stream.
That's not a sponsor, that's just our current obsession.
It's a motivation.
If that's an ask for a sponsor. That's guys. God damn it! I drink so much Pepsi. Please sponsor me.
Exactly.
We wouldn't know what to do with a sponsor, let's be real honest here.
I would know exactly what to do with a sponsor. I would just be like, hey, thank you very much.
I think we're
That's
doing
good.
what we do with a sponsor right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
consider what everyone else does with sponsors. You know, we do like the Raid Shadow Legends thing at the end, and we go like, hey, Raid Shadow Legends guys, and it'll be all good.
Alright, you should have access to a fire elemental sheet.
Boy, oh boy.
Thank goodness I made those tokens all that time ago. Okay. So, large elemental, water susceptibility, illumination, bright light in 30-foot radius, and dim light in additional 30 feet. That's fun. As immediately this area just lights up brilliantly. So, the perceptions were a 16 and a 7.
He's doing his best.
Yep. Maury is kind of circling around, but the air here is odd and it seems to be throwing him off. He keeps returning to you and kind of hooting worriedly, as if distracted, as if constantly checking in on you. Like, is it okay? Is this okay? Is this alright? This doesn't seem right.
He's scared of the dark.
This particular dark, yeah, definitely. Kane, as you are looking about, there's a little flicker of movement that catches your corner of your eye as Alsana is just about finishing up the spell. You turn and look, but you don't really see much. It's just more darkness, shadows in the trees, kind of swaying about with Calda's lantern as she moves about on watch as well.
Just quietly, just onward and on.
And as the area lights up with the power of the fire elemental's glow, apparently, I can't open things.
Uh-oh.
That's
As the
not good.
lore of this realm is forbidden from their knowledge.
That's not good. Hold on. Because I had to close some things in order to make the fire elemental sheet so that I didn't drag and drop on the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Now it's going to allow me to open them. Heck.
D&D
Thank you.
Beyond, guys.
Thank you. Roll 20. You're working again. Good, good, good.
Roll20 is a perfectly functional website.
Yep.
I couldn't even bring myself to finish that sentence.
To be fair, it is perfectly functional. It's just not perfectly functioning.
I.
As-
What?
What?
Perfectly functional means that it functions. Perfectly functioning means that it has no mistakes.
Again, what?
Right, okay, anyhow.
Today's sponsor, Duolingo.
That sentence is neither.
Alright, as the area lights up, you suddenly realize that one of the shadows shifting about has a form, as it is thrust out of stealth mode by the introduction of bright light in the area. It stands for a moment looking at you, as you stand for a moment looking at it.
Well,
And then with a it rushes towards you. I'm going to move everybody onto the map, and we are going to roll a very quick initiative.
This is like my first session of D&D ever, where we walk down into like the crypt of an old church, and it's just like, it's dark in here. I'm gonna cast light, and then I cast light, and then a bunch of goblins were like, ah, and just rushed us.
by the way, from Kane's sword, we have 40-foot radius bright, 40-foot radius dim.
Okay,
I'm
I'm going to put a little aura on you too.
assume
That's better
Alsana
than
is right
the
by the
lantern.
elemental.
Okay,
Uh-oh. The
everybody
elemental
get...
goes. The thingy goes way before me.
Hey, I rolled above a 10.
Impressive.
My bard yesterday couldn't roll for shit.
These things are not doing so great. I swear to God, do I have my stuff just all together again? I'm going to go with it, but still. Do we have a John? Is John back?
John.
Yes.
Yes.
Initiative, please.
Shit.
Okay,
Where am I? Okay.
you should be in there somewhere.
Oh, fuck.
You,
Ah,
oh,
there it
you rolled
is.
to self.
I rolled to self.
It was a
But
20.
You're still on there. You're still on.
Oh, fuck.
I saw it. You were still on there. Let me fix it. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You're fine. You're
There's
fine.
also Conrad and I can both vouch for the self-initiative.
Cool!
Yep. Okay then. Elaris, you are up first as you see the one down here that Cole spotted, as well as the one up here.
Okay, so I can spot these two,
Both bathed in bright light.
and this is the fire elemental.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Yes. And the fire is the fire elemental hostilatus? I don't remember.
It
No, I
seems
just
to be
summoned
under
it.
Alsana's control.
Okay, cool. So this and this.
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at each of them.
Okay.
One,
Alright. 20 definitely hits.
two.
Okay. I'm gonna say 20 was the one to the north, and then 17 to the south, if that would work. They both do hit.
Yes.
Alright. As they take the 11 piercing damage, and the 17 on the one down here, but they don't seem phased by necrotic. Anything else on your turn?
Not too phased or completely immune.
Unfazed at all, completely immune.
Okay.
Oh my god,
So-
they're freaking dead.
We're gonna move backwards, not including here.
Okay. Alright. Of note, many of these trees that you see, if you want to try to take cover behind one, the trunks are generally in the middle. They are
Yeah.
probably fairly big. Just
Fair
make sure that you're aligned, like, across from something. Okay.
Exactly.
Hey Ariel,
Sound-
what are these guys holding? Any automatic crossbows in the ribcage?
Just for you, Devin. Just for you. Each of them is gonna open up like a mech in a Transformers movie and have a full missile silo in their torso. It's only gonna be aimed at Alasana. No. They have empty hands, they have no weapons. They just seem to be running at you with bared clawed fingers. Alright. Actually, they don't even seem to have claws, it's just outstretched hands. Aim them at... Good point, I'll just aim them at Devin. Kane, what do you like to do?
Alright, hopefully the button I just set up works, and I couldn't find a answer in the 30 seconds I look. When you do the two-weapon fighting, you can choose after which attack you do your offhand, right?
I believe... By that, what do you mean by that? Do you mean,
Can I go right hand, right hand, right hand? Or do I have to go all three right, then left after?
The
I,
offhand.
no, it's, the offhand is a bonus action, so you can intersperse that with your attacks.
Perfect.
That's just
Alright.
fine.
So in that case, Kane is going to take a step towards this one, make a swing with the Flame Tongue Short Sword.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 does hit, yes.
Side note: I don't know if you can stick a bonus action right in the middle of an action for rules, but I personally don't care. I'd probably say the same.
Yeah.
I'll check it
I'm
afterwards,
gonna-
but just for now.
Yeah,
Yep,
it just
10
doesn't sound quite like raw to me. Is all.
10 piercing and a little less fire damage than you hoped for.
That's okay. And oh, that's sorry, wrong one. Oh, but I'll keep that natural 20. Just let me reroll the damage because I clicked the wrong one.
What were you intending to do with it? Were you intending to do the flame
the
tongue?
offhand attack.
What's in your offhand?
The Mind Reaver, the whip.
You clicked the Mind Reaver.
I know, but I didn't do the offhand attack, so it's got +5 to damage. So you can just
That's okay. We can just subtract the 5. So you did 6 slashing damage, and I need to do a little something something there. Okay. Intelligence saving throw for psychic damage and stun. Alright. So, oh, that's gonna be fun.
Ha!
-2, boys.
Fantastic.
Yeah. He's not immune to being stunned, so he's stunned. Momentarily stunned until the start of the creature's next turn. So it is just an opportunity for you to basically wail on this thing with your remaining attacks.
Yep. Alright, so second attack.
Alright, advantage.
Yep. Hopefully it clicks at some point, and then I'll just click both. So I'm gonna do both unless the first one kills him. Also, I do like this map you've got here.
Thank you. I found it.
Love it.
Whoops. Why did that duplicate?
Just
Why did
found-
that duplicate?
Ooh, my roll 20 is super slow today. Might be because I have upwards of 20 tabs open, but I was doing homework, don't judge me.
They did click.
Maybe close a few tabs. 12 piercing damage and a little less fire, so good. Definitely another hit for 11 piercing and a little less fire. Okay. Actually, as that is enough as this stunned shadow suddenly just rocks under the 2 remaining blows, and then the flame tongue short sword cleaves through it, bursting with light and scattering the darkness into ash.
Kane will smile in that case, and he will run to. Let's see. I moved 5 feet, so I can get to. Yeah, let's say I'll get to right there.
Okay.
Alright, and that is action, bonus action movement, so that's all.
Okay. That shadow is dead before it got to do a damn thing.
Good.
Alright. However, right about here, you hear a sudden rustle, a burst of sound and motion off to the side, as rushing into the air on thump, thump, thump of wing beats, you see appearing, arcing over the trees, lit from underneath just barely by the gleam of the green water. An enormous,
Oh, that looks
dark,
cool.
two-headed dragon,
Hell yes.
made of shadow stuff on wings of darkness. It curves over the trees, arcs towards you, all of you. And at about the edge of the light, its heads bend down, and they breathe in a 60-foot cone,
Oh, that's a shame.
catching all of you and the fire elemental.
Yeah.
Dark fire. It clings to your limbs and burns cold.
21.
Dexterity saving throws. So, yep, you are good, Kane. Make sure you keep in mind Alsana and the fire elemental. You get the called a bonus.
I
So-
take half from
The
my
elemental.
item.
What's the call to bonus?
+5.
+5.
Elemental just makes it.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. So you just made that, or the elemental did.
I'll summon next. Dexterity save.
What is half of 73?
Just
It
make
also just makes it.
36.
Yep, 36.
Hey Ariel, is this magical? Because it's raising corpses.
Honestly, I don't know how to rule that because usually dragon breath is not, but this is dragon breath taken directly from another sheet in the book.
The way I
Hmm.
usually rule it is if it's any kind of rot, it's non-magical. If it's pure necrotic, like undead energy, it's
I'll say because of the
Magical.
raising thing, it might be magical. Let's go magical.
Okay. I just don't take it.
Fun.
damn. Must be nice.
All right then.
What's half of that?
36.
That's 36.
You.
Thank you.
Wouldn't it be nice to not die of shadows? Wouldn't it be nice?
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right. Okay, and with that, it arcs away into the trees, and outside of the realm of the bright light, it thuds onto the ground. You hear the thunder of it moving through the brush, and then it goes into stealth mode. 16. So those with a passive higher than 16 can still see it. Everybody else, you currently know where it is. However, it rolled very low. So passive higher than
Right.
16, you know where it is. Anybody else,
Surprisingly,
I
I
will
can't see
ask to have you role play unless others pointed out you don't quite know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that will be it on this turn. With that, this particular deep shadow is going to kind of go up to about here. So it is within 10 feet of multiple of you. First, it is going to use Deep Cold. All creatures within 10 feet, Constitution saving throw, or take cold damage. If you're immune to cold damage, don't bother.
Is this magical?
No, this is a physical effect, I'm afraid, because this is kind of built into the thing. They do have a magical necrotic damage attack, but the cold itself is just a presence around them. It's just a pulse of just sapping heat in a 10-foot radius.
Right. So, sorry, that's everyone?
That
yeah,
would be
let's do the
you,
elemental.
the elemental, and Kane.
Let's say for Alsana.
You're good. Or at least, yeah, you're good. You do not take any damage, and you do
Oh.
not suffer the reduction.
It's no damage. Sweet.
Yeah. It's no
for
damage.
Elemental.
Okay, very good. All right, and with that, it turns to you, Kane, and kind of swipes out with one shadowy hand. 22 to hit.
22 will hit. That's
All
not
right.
good.
You take 10 necrotic damage, and go ahead and roll me 1d4. All
That's
right.
really not
Your
bad.
strength score is reduced by 3 temporarily until you finish a short or long rest. So if you need to write down your strength score on your sheet, make the necessary alterations.
Yep, it's 20 normally, so I'll just change it for now.
Okay. Good to know. With that, the deep shadow ends its turn as it is in bright light and cannot hide. Calda,
Has that thing been hit yet?
what? This shadow? Yes, it has. Ilaris struck it with a crossbow bolt.
Yeah, I can't have that thing get close to me. That's fine. Okay. That's 10 feet. Cool. Let's walk over there, give it a couple hits.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Definitely hits. Also hits. So, 18 plus.
Want to check out the first one?
Resistant. Oh, it's actually okay. The radiant damage kind of burns through it, doing more than you expected. Though the thunder damage does a little bit less. So,
Oh, thank God.
18 plus 10 plus that's gonna be a 2. 30 points of damage on the first blow. 13, 1, and 16. 60 points of damage overall as you just basically tear through this. The Radiant doing a lot of the work. As
Okay,
in
okay, good.
you shatter this.
Okay.
Also, a little look over called that way now. It's over there.
We shouldn't keep grouped. That hurt.
Knowledge was
Right?
reaching.
Well then stay by me and the elemental then,
Okay.
because Alaris resists necrotic, right?
I believe
Also
so.
resists, but I don't have a lot of HP.
I do resist necrotic, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Calda's gonna go 1 sec.
Mhm.
Yep, okay. Right there, and I'm not gonna bonus action heal myself. I can be at a worse state. And we're good.
Okay. Fire Elemental. What would you like to have it do?
Alsana is going to point over in that direction and go, "There's a dragon over there. Go light it on fire."
Fair enough.
Alright. Have the Fire Elemental move as far as it can. Okay.
Actually, he's gonna be right there.
Yep, those things are speedy.
So
50 feet. Hold on a second. Is that really 50 feet? No.
I know he took a dash.
Ah, got it.
I
And it
couldn't hear
moved
you
into
say
the
that.
space. Yep. Alright, so. There we go.
So the dragon's now on fire,
Yep. Roll 1d10.
Okay.
which
Hits it with a
heck
melee
you to
attack.
your stealth.
Well, it's also in bright light right now, so it doesn't matter.
Just put your space on a turn. Yep. 9. Fire. Creature takes 1d10 at the start of each of its turns. Alright, fun. There we go. Alright, as the dark dragon suddenly catches fire, it shrieks and flails. And, okay, anything else on the fire elemental's turn, or was that the full extent
Nope,
of what
that was
it
the
could?
dash.
Okay. With that, the dragon at the end of the elemental's turn is going to go ahead and make a quick tail attack on the elemental.
Sure thing.
19 to hit, 21 bludgeoning damage. I
Let's-
believe it still takes damage because it's within 5 feet of it, technically.
Yeah, that hits for.
Touches it or hits with melee attack. Yes.
Um.
Another 1d10 if you please.
And is this non-magical? I assume.
It is non-magical.
All right, so he takes 10.
Okay.
And
Another 5. All right. With that, Olsana.
Sana going to take some steps over to here. Actually, question. If the dragon were to use its shadow breath, since Alsana is immune to it, could she give Calda cover?
I'm gonna say no because it does.
That's also a specific halfling feat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does take a halfling feat to take cover from with a medium creature.
But even if Alsana kind of puts herself over Calda?
Mm. I'll
If
say
not-
no.
Alright.
I'll say no because
worries.
it's dexterity at the very least as well. Because yeah.
Well, I think dexterity is the only thing
Oh.
cover affects, but
Oh
Yeah.
right, it's just a +2, right, or
Yeah.
+5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd allow a +2 from half cover
alright.
in that case.
I assume this is if she is directly in between the dragon and Calda.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You'd have to get the angle just right.
yep. Alright, past that, she's going to go ahead and do a Sacred Flame on the dragon.
Okay.
You don't have enough Earthbind today, do you?
Are you within 60 feet of the dragon?
I think so.
Oh, 65. Hold on. You're 65.
You know what?
More.
I want to stay right there with Calda.
Okay.
Could I hit that
Then-
mulligan?
Actually, you can move up 5 feet and move back. I think that you've got the movement for that, don't you?
Actually, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no.
fair.
I feel
Okay.
broom, yeah.
Move up, cast the spell, move back.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna stick with Sacred Flame.
Uh,
19 radiant damage. If I dexterity 19. Okay.
Bonus action. Second level
Where
healing
is
word
his
on Calda.
You are beautiful, thank you.
Oh.
Okay, he just barely misses that. He takes the 19 radiant damage.
How does he like Radiant?
Doesn't seem to care one way or the other.
Alright.
It hurts, but it's not devastating.
With the glance of this guy fully illuminated as well, could Alsana tell at a glance if this thing's undead or not?
Ah! Not at a glance.
Alright.
I'm gonna say that at a glance, you don't see any telltale hallmarks, but you also don't see anything that would rule it out.
Okay.
At the very least, it's a dragon.
Probably. It's dragon shaped.
Straight. Taxidermically, yes, but
Yeah, you.
alright.
This is a legendary being. I'm gonna say that you don't know at a glance exactly what it is. I'm sorry.
You have ancient knowledge of magical chains, Viduki. That'll be your turn.
You.
Right.
I don't care what your passive medicine is.
We're aware. However, you've never encountered or read about anything like this. Elaris, what would you like to do?
Alright. We got the big fuck off dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I have a range of fuck, so I'm just gonna start taking pot shots at it.
Mm-hmm.
1,
Oh,
2.
Lord.
Hit, miss.
Ooh, alright.
Fair enough.
17 at least.
17 at least.
So 10, and it ignores the necrotic damage.
Lovely. Since that can I smite the one that hit?
I mean, I'll allow it, but in the future, call the smite immediately after the attack, rather
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
seeing which one's better.
Yeah.
So,
So that's 5d8.
okay, 24 radiant damage,
Force damage.
force damage. Thank you.
Just made it nice like that.
All right. It takes the force damage. Doesn't seem to resist it. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Not really, no.
All right. At the end of your turn, it is going to go ahead and it's going to make another tail attack against this fire elemental. It wants it gone.
That's okay.
16 bludgeoning damage. Give me the 1d10 it takes for hitting this thing. 2. Okay. There we
Chip
go.
away.
Yep, it's chipping away. Now, at initiative count 20, losing the tie. So after Alaris' turn, but before Kane's. The dragon takes a lair action. As, let's see, it doesn't know really what to expect. It knows this is a problem, but can't do much about it. Yeah. Elaris, you just hit it with something. I need you to make a quick dexterity saving throw.
Right.
As you shoots laser beams.
Laser beam.
What is that?
Not quite.
Frickin'
Dexterity
dragons with
save.
frickin' lasers attached to their frickin'
All
heads.
right. You make the save
Tornado blast.
as you feel the ground beneath your feet shift suddenly and then start to rise up, and you manage to throw yourself to the side just as the earth beneath you opens into a chasm and then seals shut again.
What the heck?
Fair enough.
However, that is that. Kane, it is your turn.
All right, Kane is going to bonus action and free action stash the 2 weapons. He's not going to revert the flame tongue. He's just going to put it on his belt,
Okay.
so it's still glowing.
Yep. All right.
And as his action, he's going to draw the owl short bow.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as far as Kane can move. And unfortunately, that's all I've got for this turn.
Okay, then. At the end of your turn, it's going to take its last legendary action and tail attack the fire elemental once more. 22 bludgeoning damage. 1d10, please.
Eight damage.
Okay, 8 damage.
Keep swinging, dumbass.
You're whittling away too. Alright. At the start of its turn, it takes a recharge. Nope.
Also, it's
Okay.
1d10 fire damage.
Yep. Give me another 1d10.
Fire elementals are mean.
5. Yeah. Alright.
This one hates the light.
Yep. So, first, each creature of the dragon's choice within 120 feet and aware of it. So, that's everybody. I need a quick wisdom saving throw.
Well, Alsana called her immune.
Yep, okay. Alsana
that's
called it are immune. Is it DC 20 or 21? God damn it.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say DC 20. Just do 20. So, Elaris, wisdom save. Can the fire elemental be frightened?
Good question.
It can. Give me a quick wisdom saving throw from the fire elemental, please.
Alright. Wisdom save.
Okay, fire
Oh.
elemental is frightened. Elaris, you're okay.
Delaris is immune.
All right. So, anybody who saved is immune to the presence for 24 hours. Okay.
Sorry, I
I'm gonna
always
say
asked this
that
question. How are we doing it with the
Alsana-
paladin thing?
Alsana, you are not immune to it. However, you are currently unaffected by it because you didn't have to make a save.
Well, I would still. Could I
We've
still
done this before.
make the save, or?
nothing. No, you cannot be frightened in here.
You can't be frightened right now. I'm gonna say that it's not gonna come into play as long as you're there, and you would have to like be out of that aura, and this thing would have to do its frightful presence, and you'd have to fail.
Okay. I swear we did before. You still check the save, but okay.
No, I think we once you like left the aura and it repeated it. If it did repeat it.
Yeah, because we did it before where if you step into the aura, that's when it ends.
I was about
Yep.
to ask if I had to make the save, then I realized I was the one making people immune.
Yes, you have the
You're
aura.
you're just always immune as long as you're conscious, so you don't really need to worry about it.
I'm not scared when I'm dead.
Oh dear.
Fair.
Okay.
Wait, tell the
All
truth,
right. with that, it's gonna go ahead and bite the elemental.
It's a
21
true
piercing,
brawler.
13 necrotic,
1d10.
1d10, as it takes a mouthful of fire.
Fire in the hole.
Fire! Can I have the d10, please? Or are you...
I think he's doing math.
Okay. It's 34. The fire elemental just took 34 damage.
Yep.
Alright, and the dragon took 8. Honestly, from the dragon's perspective, it's trading off good. Alright, the fire elemental is still up, so it then takes a claw attack on it.
Yep. And that's another
One last
10.
d8. D10? Okay. 8 damage.
And environmental whoosh.
And with that, the dragon, as I turn off the fire elemental's aura, because that's going to be confusing for me. Save changes. There we go.
Oh, before it happens, are the
Mhm.
dragon's physical attacks non-magical in terms of damage?
They are non-magical.
Okay, no, thank you.
Dragon's also still on fire.
The dragon
You know.
is still kind of on fire, because it hasn't done anything about that. And it has one more claw attack. So, with that, it's going to swoop towards Alsana, though she's blurry, and take a disadvantaged last claw attack on you. 29 to hit.
Yep.
Jesus. That's really
Alright,
awesome.
that ends its turn as it stops right there and roars at all of you. Calda. Yep, have fun.
Hey, bada, hey, bada, swing,
So
bada.
wing.
You know what I'm doing.
Switch to a bow too. God damn it.
28 does hit. Okay. With a little bit of a divine smite on there, it does not seem to take any sort of extra damage due to being an undead or fiend.
Okay, but does the 21 hit or no?
21 does hit.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, that's an extra
My-
12 on that.
Okay.
Oh, you're going smite happy today.
I'm
I'm here for it.
All
right,
scared
then.
of this thing.
I feel like that's fair. This thing does shitloads of damage.
I don't like dragons.
Yep.
It's part of the name, but I don't like them.
See, there's only one problem now. I can't step into your aura now.
See me? Oh,
I can't-
You can't move closer.
oh, but it just for sake of it, also because
I
it
mean,
doesn't perfect
You
reach.
could have. Technically, you would have had.
There you
to-
go.
Yeah, you could have moved like that to get there.
But once I move out of the thing, the aura fades and you're still scared.
Ah.
Or it fade completely. We talked about this one
Eh,
too.
okay,
Because
It
suppressing an
suppresses
attack
it.
would have end.
It suppresses it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what the wisdom save, despite inside
Yep.
is. Okay.
All the
okay,
places-
Iro, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
It says on the presence on your sheet, or the effect ends for it. It is
You know
immune.
what? I think we might have talked about that.
Yep.
Alright. Or the effect ends for it.
The effect never started though.
Oh no, your fear effect. The fear effect
Oh,
started
okay.
for you.
Oh,
Because you
sorry, I
failed
meant for
to
Elfon.
save.
Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, no, so for Alsana, if it works the way it does, she just walks out and walks back in, and then she's immune. It takes her 10 feet of movement. But for you,
Yeah, so I'm not immunized now. I'm just it's currently suppressed. Because Calder, can you click the aura?
Yeah, it doesn't say much, honestly.
it's just you're immune to fear. You're immune to fear.
Yeah,
You're not
that's
feared.
okay.
Nope. I found the clarity from the ruling. If you already suffer from the frightened condition, then move within your paladin ally's aura of courage radius. The condition is suspended temporarily while you remain within the radius.
I will keep where I am right now, so both Alsana and Kane are in my aura.
That's good. I'll make the save eventually. Sorry.
Well, as long as you get in melee, even if I'm out of the aura, you're still in melee with it.
True.
But bonus action, action, movement, done.
Okay, one other thing on the verb buttons, I'll stop. Is it not a thing that the dragon pulses out at the start of each of its turns? I thought it was like a thing it does, like where it's part of the multi-attack,
Yeah,
right?
It is part of the multi-attack.
So
However,
So if anyone who isn't affected by it were to walk out of it, then
walk out of it.
You would have to get a. You'd have to. Yeah. You would have to be out of the aura when the effect gets used in a multi-attack.
yeah. So if
So it would
Alsana
have to
walked
be
out
on
of
the
the aura
dragon.
right now, she would not be feared.
Correct.
Okay.
No. Yeah, no.
Okay, just making sure.
It would only be on the dragon's turn when it does the thing.
Yep, just making sure of that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, ready to go on?
Yep.
Okay. End of Calda's turn. It is going to make a tail attack on Calda because she just hit it real hard.
Don't know what the fuck that's talking about.
24 to hit, 19 bludgeoning damage.
Non-magical 16.
Non-magical. Okay. So, Alsana. Your turn.
Yeah, I think I want to do this. Let me just double check a thing. Yeah. So 7th level sunbeam
Okay.
right in this thing's face.
Where?
I'm gonna copy and paste it because I don't have it right on machine. But
Okay.
he needs to make a con save.
Okay then.
Wait, does it not upcast? Okay, 6th level.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Terrible.
Give me the text. Brilliant light, 5 foot wide, 60-foot line. Don't have to worry about angling it because you are clear. Each creature in the line, con saving throw, 68 radiant damage and is blinded until your next turn. Successful save, half damage and isn't blinded. Undead users have disadvantage, not a worry here. As your action on any turn until the spell ends. Okay, make sure you mark that you are concentrating on it.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me the 68 because no matter what, he's taking at least half of it. Very nice. All right, Constitution saving throw, 32.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's gonna save. Yep.
It's a
However,
it's
12.
a block 15. He has a range he can fail.
He does.
Jesus.
So 12 radiant damage. However, he seems to reel away from this and shriek as this burst of sunlight lances out across the landscape, briefly illuminating this area in a way that it doesn't seem it's ever been illuminated, perhaps. Anything else on your turn? As the light fades, but a glimmer of it remains in your palm.
Just double check what a thing takes. Yep, okay. Yeah. Etherealness is a full action. That will. Wait, hold on. I don't have a potion for this, do I? Yeah. You know what? You know what?
It's a bonus action to drink a potion, so.
Alsana's gonna down an invisibility potion.
Let's see.
Okay. All right.
See how this goes. This guy might have blind sense, but we'll see. We're not gonna be using
Okay.
an invisibility potion for much else.
Alsana uncorks a potion into all of your eyes, unless the lantern is on and you're nearby it. I think Calda might have had it.
She does have it on.
Calda has the lantern on. Alsana's still visible.
Alright, what's the range
For now.
on the Calda lantern?
30 feet
That-
for
30 feet. Alright.
You would have known this, so if you want to take the potion back, you can.
Yeah,
If you want
yeah.
to move first, you can. I'll allow you to basically mulligan this because you know about the lantern. Very
Sorry.
specifically.
Yeah, that's fair. In that case. Yeah, that will be her turn.
Okay.
move one down.
All right. At the end of your turn, after that lance of sunlight, it is going to go ahead and it's going to do a tail attack on Alsana. Not any. Oh yeah, because your
My
turn
again.
ended.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
And something as well as it makes that attack.
You have a reaction for it?
Yes.
What?
All right, makes an attack. So go ahead and as it lashes out at Alsana, 21 to
Yeah.
hit.
I will say
Hey,
if
you canceled a crit.
I will also say it's a great sword. You're 10 feet away, Calda.
Oh fuck! That's
Oh
why.
no.
Never mind that. Then I
Uh,
knew that up until
you
you said it made an
yep.
attack.
You still have your reaction in that case because I'm not going to say that you swing at air. You knew better.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew it up until the point it happened, and then I went, and then I brain cells.
Yep, that's okay.
It happens.
You saw the tail lash out towards Alsana, and for a moment you tense, but the tail whips out and is gone again too quickly, and you realize the body of the dragon is outside your reach. Alright, Alsana, you take the damage. You are still maintaining concentration, I believe. Yes, you are. Alright, Ilaris, it's your turn.
Okay. Dragon is much closer than I'd like it to be.
Then go further away, motherfucker.
No,
I'm a melee attacker. Yes.
I understand. I'm going to hit it more times with my crossbow.
Okay, go for it. 27 hits, 30 hits.
Jesus.
15
28
and
total.
13 for 28 total. All right. You guys are whittling this thing down. It's not looking as healthy as it started out. Not that it looked particularly healthy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
And
Yeah.
Laris, anything else on your turn? You good?
He's gonna move this way, behind cover-ish.
Okay.
Maybe don't group up.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
we're
I was gonna say careful on that direction. All right.
Yeah, I
It's okay.
understand.
All
I'm
right.
still not in the, but like still, I'm just gonna be in the back line.
To be fair, he's also resistant to necrotic.
All right. So, at the initiative count 20, there is another lair action.
That's not good.
Yep. As the dragon rears up and slams its claws down on the ground, roaring, and you feel the entire area begin to shudder and shake. Everybody give me a quick dexterity saving throw. Keep in
Alsana's on a
mind-
broom.
Good to know. All right, had not realized that. I assumed you were on foot.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was assuming 40 feet of movement speed.
Okay,
I mean, no, to be fair, Alsana's always on her broom.
That. Yep, that too.
pretty much always. So success, and Elaris. Elaris. John?
Yeah,
he's dead.
sorry. Yeah, I forgot I was muted.
Okay,
Jesus, okay.
As he hops in the tree.
you dance
Lucky
about
man.
and you manage to keep your feet.
Lucky man.
Monkey.
Kane.
I got 2 natural 20s for these saving throws.
Alright.
Kane, what would you like to do?
Kane is going to step into the river, bonus action, free action, switch to the Mind River.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make first one attack. Let's see how this treats us. 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Alright. And really fast. Let's make that a distracting strikes. 4 extra damage. And next person who attacks it other than me has advantage on the next attack.
You're a beautiful person.
Okay. It
Intelligence,
makes
that's
the
okay.
save,
That's
and
okay.
it barely seems to take any psychic at all.
That's a shame. It took fire damage fully, right?
It did? Yes.
Okay. Good to know. That'll inform my next turn. But nothing I can do about it this time. Alright, and the attack. There it is. 2.
No.
Nope.
13 does not hit. 20 just barely hits.
Okay, fantastic. And let's just see another one's intelligence saving throws real fast.
Yep.
18. That's
Alright.
alright.
Half and half.
Yep.
Okay.
I
Now let's see.
believe that'll be all.
Distracting is next
Advantage
attack
on the next
rolled
person who
by
takes it.
another person. attacks made before the start of next turn. Okay. So, at the start of the dragon's turn, it's still on fire. Give me a d10.
Yeah. Oh, what is the wisdom save for front presence, by the way?
End of your turn. So go ahead and actually, it's suspended right now anyway. So it.
I thought we decided we still have to make the save though, even if it's already started.
You know what? Go ahead.
Okay.
Just in case. Just in case.
Nope, still
Okay.
failed.
It's suspended. Devin, did you want to roll the d10 for the fire?
Ah, yes.
And,
Sorry, I was reading a thing.
and I will say just one last thing on Kane's turn is he's going to step an extra 5 feet this way. He
Okay.
is frightened once more, but that is okay.
All right. You step out, and immediately your knees start to knock, and that's when you made the wisdom save and did not succeed.
Yep.
So,
That's
quick
right.
little d6.
Uh-oh.
That's why Kane is ready to move.
Okay. With that, the dragon eyeing this up and feeling the necrotic energy build in its throat, throws itself into the air and back this way. Opportunity attacks from. Actually, it's going to be right there on you, Kane. Opportunity attack from Alsana if you'd like to take it. Elaris, you're going to be outside of this, as the cone does not stretch quite in that direction. Actually, it probably could if it.
Let's see how this goes.
It's smart. It's smart. It knows what it's doing.
Of course.
Elaris, you are just barely in this.
Is it
Okay.
not- hold on, just real fast. Is it not the corner, and therefore he's outside?
It might
'Cause
be.
Cones work on a.
Yeah, well, no, you'd measure
Alright.
from his square.
Yeah.
Because
It's a 90 range,
that's
isn't it?
5.
Isn't it?
That's 5 feet.
Okay, Elaris, you're outside of it. Never mind.
Yes. Alright.
Okay, the other three, however. Dexterity saving throws. Alsana, you of
Oh,
course
that
are
damage
immune.
is disgusting,
Again.
Ariel.
Fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm gonna do a indomitable on that.
Okay, half damage for Calda.
Half of
Hold on.
half?
Quartered.
36.
So-
Would be 36 half.
Nope.
Yep, 18. So, Kane, you take
Takes a
the
shit ton of
whole brunt.
damage.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Kane's not looking great.
Mm-hmm. Neither is the dragon. Not particularly happy about a lot of things.
No, I
With
think everyone
that-
here is kind of just annoyed with the day they're having.
It's gonna actually kind of skedaddle this way. Kane, if you would like, you can take an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I absolutely would. It is a disadvantage because I'm frightened, but you know.
Mhm.
Let me just let that sink in real fast, and then Mind Reaver. It'll roll eventually.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see it.
Yeah.
For now, if you want to just go to cold. Actually, that might change Coldest turn,
You
depending on how
hurt
this
me in
goes.
so many ways.
Sorry. Because it's about to do something else. It doesn't like this.
Could
so.
change my bonus action.
Okay, I will click it again. Hopefully that'll work this time.
Yeah, it's
Nope.
it's either very lost in
Nope.
traffic or never showed up. Okay, no, that
Alright.
does not hit as the Mind Reaver. There's the second one. Lashes out in the wake of it as it blurs away into the dim light and the shadows beyond the glow of your sword. And there it is going to stealth. Very badly. Still on
It's all-
fire.
Question though, it's also on. Yeah, I was gonna say it's on fire.
It should
Fire.
have
Still
a
on fire.
disadvantage,
trying.
maybe?
It's trying. Honestly,
good.
disadvantage doesn't matter. It rolled nearly as
I
low
know,
as it
but for
could.
future.
Yeah.
Unless he douses himself.
Fair. Not going to this turn. That's going to be it for the dragon. Calda.
I can't see it.
You can see Kane really needs some help.
Yeah, I know. I'm just a bit angry because that fucked everything up. That's fine. Here you go.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I can actually survive one more of those breath weapons. Hopefully now.
Yep. I'm doing math in my head.
It'd be nice if I had my strength score at 22.
That's what math is.
Oh,
That's my
man, that-
turn.
Okay.
That's it.
Alsana.
Yep. So first up, a bonus action on herself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do 3rd level. Nope.
Critical fail, no healing.
I would
Shush.
smack the GM.
We've been over this. It's humor.
And then she's going to float up above Calda.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you've got a vantage point up there.
And just like level a little finger gun towards the dragon. I see you.
Okay. So that's a Constitution saving throw, and go ahead and roll your damage. Makes the save.
Does this thing failed saving throw yet? Except for the first one on the Sacred Flame.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the only one that failed, I believe. It's not had to make very many. So half that is 14. It takes it.
And a bright light streaks that direction, so everyone knows where it is now.
And there's a shriek ringing out from the trees. Ilaris, what would you like to do?
First attack has advantage.
Mhm.
John, are you muted? again?
John?
First attack has advantage.
Yep.
Oh, yes, it does.
All right, cool. I'm gonna take a shot at it.
I mean, 30. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 16 piercing damage.
Arlo, you can't throw
Maybe.
a hit like that at us and not expect a 30.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
16. All right. It takes the bolt, sinks straight into it, immediately following the sunbeam that lanced out from Alfana.
How's it looking right now?
It's looking rough, but it's been looking rough. It's on a similar level of rough. You guys are whittling it down. It's not on death's door, though.
Okay. And
There you
Hey, there it is.
There you go.
Fuck it
Roll
up.
it. That's another 16.
force damage.
Plus
You
10
do-
temporary HP.
You do get your temp HP, but it does not
Yep.
take the additional 10 necrotic because it's immune. So 50 force damage. It looks significantly rougher.
It's having a bad time.
Significantly.
It's like a depth charge. Let's go.
Yep. There's just this very quiet. There's the click and thud of the crossbow, a quiet hiss of the bolt going through the air, a little thud into the dragon scale, and then boom, and a shriek that rises.
I feel like the most terrifying part about that is you can't see the force damage. For whatever reason, that dragon just mildly exploded.
It's like the Torgo Kubi punch. It's just like.
All right, if you'd like to move somewhere, do so. Kane, you are up.
It's layer action first.
Move down a bit.
Okay.
Distance himself away from the party.
I'm
But
not with
Arnold,
them.
The dragon has its layer action.
Yes, it does, because initiative count 20. I need to make a little token for that when I do this. Alright. Lair action. You know what? I need to do the full spread of them. So we're gonna make a quick little circle. You hold Alt to draw a circle, right? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna do it in white just to make sure it's visible on this map. 15-foot radius.
So 6 squares across.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. As a sphere of magical darkness encircles the three of you. Ilaris, you can see them. Everybody in there, currently you are blinded.
Yeah, except for the
Non-magical
fact we're
light.
in the daylight spell coming from the
There
Alsana spell.
is no daylight spell, however,
It
there
sheds bright
is a glowing
feet.
sword.
No,
30
Sunbeam
light.
Oh, it
sheds
does?
bright 30 feet radius and dim light in another 30 feet.
I
Sorry,
missed
not the
that.
light spell. My mistake.
No, it's your sword that's glowing. Is it the sunlight
No,
spell that...
Sunbeam does a 30 foot, 30 foot.
Oh, okay. So it tries to create a circle of darkness, but the darkness
It just kicks in
peels
now, how
and
about?
shreds away. All right, Kane.
Sun is holding
Alright.
one arm above her like a spirit bomb.
Kane just kind of rolls his neck like, alright, Calda, done make you proud. And he's going to bonus action, free action, switch to the Owl Soul Short Bow. Another change of weapons.
Mhm.
And he is going to go ham. So let's see. I'm no longer at disadvantage because I'm within the radius. There we go. By the way, the darkness is dispelled, it's not just suppressed. And it's going to be...
Yeah, I just can't get rid of the circle right now because I can't click on it. I can't highlight it without highlighting all of you, and I'm not deleting all of you off the map.
And you
Fair enough.
highlight like 50% of it,
So-
I think.
It's okay. We know it's not working.
It's really badly placed for that, so we're gonna pretend it's not there. It's okay. We can use our imaginations. Kane, go ahead and make your shots
Or like
Yep, I'm just waiting for the
anti-imagination.
computer to catch up.
if you wish.
There
All
we
right,
go.
definitely hits for
Alright, on
10
that-
piercing damage.
On that third one, I'm going to give a quick. Where is it?
Oh, I didn't see the first two. Hit, miss, hit, basically. So
Perfect.
another 7.
Yep, on the third one, I'm going to give Calda a reposition.
Okay.
You got 15 feet, move where you'd like to.
20 feet, thank you very much.
20 feet, alright. I just request that Kane remains within 10 feet because I'm going to action search.
Fine.
Do you not have movement,
Go.
Kane?
I do.
He'd be feared. He'd be frightened. Go
Yeah,
for it.
As soon as she steps outside of 10 feet, I'll be frightened. And
I mean, you
3 more
technically-
attacks.
Oh, well, never mind. No.
I can't guarantee that I'm going to hit because it's Kane's luck.
No, yes.
Good thing I did that. Alright. And with that,
You get the 5.
yep, and on the third one, distracting.
Thank you.
Okay, another 5.
And then we're gonna do some I want to call it frog scotch, but no, it's not the name. Kane's going to step to there.
Hopscotch.
Leapfrog. That's what I'm going for. And yeah, I will end my turn there.
Okay.
You know, some
And
good old
wisdom
ring
saving
around the
throw.
hula.
16 with Calda's bonus, that's a 21.
All right. With that,
I'm no
the
longer frightened.
fear dispels.
Yep, and this creature is now in the bright light.
It is. Give me a d10 for being on fire, please. If you would.
Sure thing. If this kills it.
I'm gonna say right now it can't. It's not that low. However, it is low. So, another 4.
Funny.
All right, it would be funny. With that, it is the dragon's turn again. Let's see if it gets a recharge. It does.
Great.
That's really unfortunate.
It really is, because it's gonna just immediately rear its head back.
Don't worry, guys. I can pick you up.
And,
No, because if this thing drops to 0, we are instantly dead.
Yeah.
Good point.
Everyone okay?
I'll be okay. I'm not sure Calda's gonna be okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
dexterity saving throws, you all get called as bonus to the save.
All
81.
the. Oh no.
Is
You
Calda dead?
take half damage anyway, yes?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm still
Okay.
alive.
19, so that's 81 to Kane. Shit.
How?
Barely up, but I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Alsana's just chilling.
Yep. Alzana just kind of lets the fire bathe over her. It has a horrible stench. It's like getting fish breath in the face, but worse. But other than that, no ill effect.
I think
With
we're
that-
Durians around here.
About right. The dragon is going to fly about this far, land heavily, and kind of eye the 3 of you, and then swing its head and eye Ilaris, like it's trying to decide what it needs to do next. Calda,
How bad?
it's pretty bad. It's close.
First one has double advantage.
Correct.
Thank
Go
you.
for it.
The crit.
Fishing. I did
Alright,
miss.
a 23 does hit, and let's see, Thunder Radiant,
18
24
additional.
total, 18 additional. How do you want to do this?
Oh
Yes!
my god.
Fuck it up, Calda.
In the one part she can see, which is its fucking wing. Just fucking slices through one of the wings, just leaving a good crisp line.
Yep.
And just like the entire time she's like, shh, go to sleep. 4,000 more years, go to sleep.
As you slice through, there is a reel and a shriek. It starts to bring its tail around, but then there's a final burst of divine radiant energy that just kind of freezes it almost for a moment. It holds still, and then the radiance kind of washes across it like waves of water and pulls it to the ground where it folds more than collapses, thuds into the dirt. And then it begins to fade slowly into the shadows of its realm, existing, but not as solidly as it once did. As it seems you have put it finally back to rest. With that, the area grows still and deathly silent as it was before.
Kane begins violently hacking up his left lung.
Elias, over here now.
Oh,
Yep.
called it. Appreciate the pick me up. That would have been bad otherwise.
And immediately Alzana is just gonna go ahead.
Alright, 17 HP. Alright.
Mask Cure Wounds.
And Kane is going to do his second wind just to get a little bit extra. Oh, that worked out pretty good.
Well then,
And oh, that was far more straightforward than I expected.
I hope that was what we were looking for.
Fuck it, better be.
I hope so.
Otherwise, the Kieran owes us a much clearer description and another day of rest.
Well, I'm not sticking around here if I can avoid it. You guys?
Come on.
Yep.
Can I
Maybe,
just, I'm going to just give a
quick flyby.
yes. Well, I still have this, and she's like holding the sunbeam in her hand.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
She's got like the rest of a minute, so she's just gonna go like a quick woof, make sure there's nothing else.
Yep. You do a quick whoosh around. You might scare up another shadow or two, but they're easily just poof with the sunbeam and gone. It seems that they are lesser ones than the two that attacked you at the beginning as well. But aside from that, you clear the area, and it is still, it is quiet, it is not better than it was before. That might not be possible here. But at the very least, there's no mounting rising threat.
Well, if we ever need a place to get you some sleep, also no. Nice and dark in here. And a bunch of trees to get you here too.
And shakes her head. These trees, I feel bad for them almost.
It's sad.
But hopefully the respite we give them here will give them a chance to grow anew, at least for a little while. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I can go for seconds for breakfasts.
Yeah.
Perfect. And for the champion of the day, and he just scoops up Caldo beneath the legs and hoists her onto his shoulder, and then it doesn't work as well because he doesn't have his highest strength score. Just fuck, that shadow sucks.
You need a bit of a rest, dear, please.
That's what I'm thinking the burst would be good for.
Let's head back home, and I'll reattach some of your muscle fibers.
Honestly, for once, that actually sounds vaguely appealing. I feel like I'm like 3 months younger again.
And she knocks on one of the bigger trees for the party to gather up.
Oh, don't we have access back from the Kieran?
Yes, and that access is being able to go to that room.
Ah, I
Leave,
thought they were
you probably
teleporting us
wouldn't
back.
be allowed to
Gotcha.
teleport.
Right, and can you give one quick check to see if the dragon dropped like a scale or a claw or something?
Hmm.
We didn't knock anything off him. Also, to do the fly around, she might have seen something with a passive 21.
Maybe I can give her an advantage perception check.
I'm gonna
It's a
say
high
roll a
proficiency.
D100.
All right. D100, 87.
You managed to find one single solitary pitch black scale where the dragon had fallen.
All right.
that is still solid. It's cold to the touch, and it somehow absorbs light. It doesn't seem to reflect any of it.
Could also I just like walk over to it.
This
I
seems awesome.
could
And
I
yes, if a
have it?
scholar finds good use for it, we can do so, but not in here. I don't want to fuck something magic while we're still in its area.
That's fine. Just something like that doesn't come along easily, and my goodness, if this place isn't death incarnate, that could be the counter. We'll see. She drags a finger down the tree.
Mhm. It doesn't open the way that your usual transport via plants does. It almost peels apart, and it looks pained doing so. But it opens, and the spell is working. You can almost feel the Kirin's lair on the other side.
She just kind of like passes out of it. Thank you, dear. Just Druid craft a little bit of sorry nature energy into the tree and walk through.
Yep, you druidcraft a small green in this gray landscape bud opens on the one side and then slowly starts to shrivel away until it's the same as all the rest. Death here runs deep. But you all rush through. What was called a? What?
HP wise.
16?
Oh, same.
Hey, same hat.
Same hat.
You all rush through, and you appear back in the Kirin's lair. He looks at you and says, "That did not take long at all.
Please tell us that was the right two-headed shadow dragon.
It often takes a draconic or serpentine form, so I would chance a guess at yes."
It doesn't have any
Closes
nieces
his
or
eyes and
nephews.
tilts his head up. No. It feels lighter. It feels less impending.
And,
The time has
quick
been
question.
reset and is back on the track it should be. Well done. He looks at all of you with gleaming sunlight eyes. Now, I promised you boons. Would you prefer to rest first?
I think so.
Yes, I have a and and Kane like Kane's standing there, also walks over and just kind of like pokes him in various spots. Like, yeah, I
Hold
need
on.
to fix some ligaments.
Yeah. Before that, though, Master Kirin,
Right on.
would this be of any use to you in the future as he pulls out the scale? Anything directly useful?
See the broad ears on the Karen side of the Karen's head actually twitch forward when you pull that out. More interest, more direct interest than his serene countenance usually betrays. He looks at it, and that is a rare thing indeed. No, I have no use of it. Any part of that being is anathema to me. However, I will not begrudge you this small token. You may keep it.
You say
Can it be purified?
It cannot, any more than I can be corrupted.
Fascinating.
I don't think we'd want to. Also, I'll just like lightly go to pick it up from Kane's hand.
Just, if it can't be anything done with it directly, I have plans for it later. I'll let you look at it at some point. I'll sign up it. Can we reattach my arm? I think it's falling out of the socket.
You'll be fine. This is anthema to you. Is it a corruption of life, or is it just the pure lack of it?
If it was a lack, that being would be desolation. It is instead decay. It
Would
is more a corruption.
Could it, rather than being purified, be shifted towards that desolation?
There's a thoughtful hum from the Kirin, musical in quality. As it closes its eyes, tilts its head, and thinks, and says after a time, "Perhaps. Have you a plan?"
We have... The forces against us are that same corruption. Those of the Nightingales and the ones they serve. The one they serve. Seems to be a bit of a trend. And were it to be able to be shifted towards that. Rather than an anathema to you, it might just be a resonance with our friend's patron here.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking, but for now, I think we'll rest, receive our boons, and hopefully have some lunch.
You may avail yourself of our stores of food, and you may rest for another day if you so wish it, as
I
long
think
as
an
you
hour
would
be a good
please.
start.
Return to me when you are ready.
Alright, and Ken is going to head towards the breakfast hall.
You know the way.
So unfortunately, those fruits were not very filling.
It has not been long, actually. Perhaps a few minutes walk to the Kirin, a few minutes walk back, a couple of minutes within that other realm. Breakfast is still out and
Yep.
being served.
We just
A
walk
little bit
back
coarser.
much paler.
More hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But
Paler, bloodied, bit beaten and bruised.
Alright. So, real quick, the effect on Kane right now.
Short rest will end it.
Short rest.
Alright.
Short rest will do it.
So, yep. Also, we'll just slap a medic on top of that.
Yep, maximum HP.
Alright.
Ariel, do you do XP and level up only on a short rest or only a long rest or both?
I think we've done both.
In that case, can I know if the XP is more than 1400 at least?
Yes. It is a lot more.
In that case, King gets a level up.
I was gonna say, if we're probably not going to be doing a whole lot, we have 30 minutes till the usual session time.
Yep.
We could just
Go ahead and
spend a little
Mine's
time
simple,
here.
so I can just do it in the
you can
background.
spend a little time. If we want to take a quick 5-minute break, or we can just kind of
I'll take the 5 minutes. I gotta
barrel
run the
forward.
washroom.
Go ahead. In the meantime, if anybody wants to add the XP to their sheet, I'll put it in the chat. Okay?
Alright, sounds good.
Thank you. Be right back.
Level 15. Ellie. Oh, that's a good number. Okay, yeah, Calder, you carried that fight.
Well done. No, you hit like a truck every time. It's so good.
You kept Kane from dropping to instant dead, so it's appreciated.
that was rough.
Yep,
Uh,
but we managed.
yeah. Yeah, we did. Ariel, also, I was looking at stuff. And I was like looking at a certain thing, and I'm just like, oh no, I could make Calda broken.
Always possible.
Yep,
If it hasn't happened already.
I can make it worse.
Kind of really want to see this.
I'll let you know later.
Alright.
Oh, Conrad, I'd like to see it too. It'd be
Is it
really
one you were
funny.
mentioning earlier?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially if you stick that with the not the greatsword, but the halberd.
I don't have a halberd. I only have a glaive.
Glaive, sorry, that's what I'm thinking of.
I'd rather go and like use cultist money to buy a halberd and then use the mimetic stone to make it magical.
I mean, I've got that fire halberd if you want it.
Calda won't switch your weapon.
Okay. 20, 15.
Also, big numbers fun.
That's true.
Actually, what's a halberd again?
1d10.
Oh, gross.
I mean, fair enough.
It's
Oh,
1d10.
Yeah. None of the reach weapons except for lance have the same damage as a greatsword.
So at the same
Okay.
time, my glaive would do the same. Wait, what does a glaive do?
Also 1d10.
Yeah, my glaive would do the same thing. Halberd is just the glaive's cooler cousin.
Yeah, I mean, they're functionally the same weapon, but
Yeah,
like,
they
they're
are.
both cool.
Oh, the only difference is a halberd is not heavy.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Huh, interesting.
Glaive has the heavy tag, halberd does not. Fun fact
Interesting.
here.
Oh, if I roll initiative, I get 1 superiority dice if I have none now.
Ooh.
That would be very nice. And I can now get Commander Strike too,
Mm.
which means I can make Kolda do more attacks.
You what?
Commander Strike is I use my I think bonus action and your reaction, and you get to make an extra attack.
Oh,
Right?
See, it already works with my vow of enmity thing, but if I don't have stuff vowed, then. Hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize there were UA maneuvers.
That's fun.
Yeah, Commander Strike. When I take one of my attack actions, I can just let you take an attack instead.
Huh.
Which means I can make Kalda with ridiculous damage do 3 attacks per turn. It does not. Oh yeah, it does use your reaction,
That's
but you do
fine.
superiority dice extra damage.
What? Oh.
Yeah, Commander Strike is fun. I don't know why I didn't take it before. I didn't realize that's what it did.
I don't know. Paladins are really fun.
Oh yeah, they hit like fucking trains too.
Yeah, they do.
Also, it's a good thing that there are UA maneuvers because I think Kane might have all the maneuvers otherwise.
That's probably why they did it.
Yeah, I could theoretically get even more.
See, I know we're not gonna reach level 20 in this, and God forbid if we do, but I would love to see Kalda get the fucking level 20 Vengeance Paladin ability.
Yeah, because
And
that thing
just
is like
have
terrifying, right?
uh, I get wings at a flying speed of 60 feet, so I get to be faster than Alfana. And
Oh,
then
that's awesome.
I get a scary aura. I get a spooky aura.
Spooky, scary paladins send shivers down your spines.
And then that aura, it specifically says attack rolls against the frightened creature have advantage.
Oh,
So that's adding even more spice. But also at that level, a lot of creatures can't easily get frightened or just can't blatantly.
fair.
But also
Okay.
get wing.
So guys, should
Yes.
I get the maneuver that allows me to, as a bonus action after I make an attack, grapple a target, and if I succeed, restrain a target.
Hello.
Hello.
What's
Or
the other one?
do I make it such that I can attack? They roll a wisdom save. If they fail the wisdom save, they have disadvantage on attack anyone but me.
The
Defensive or
restraint.
aggressive? Restrain? Yeah.
Mm.
Ariel, you're okay with UA maneuvers?
What UA maneuvers?
Yeah, so there's I'll just read it out to you. It's supposed after I make an attack, if I hit, I expend superiority dice plus a bonus action to make a grapple check. If I succeed, it is also restrained.
That sounds kind of fun.
Okay, just want to make sure you're okay with
Yeah,
this.
sure. Go ahead and if you want to play with that, let's throw a little variety in there. Let's do a little bit of Lana.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you pull that on Mirror Alsana,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Have a hug, sister. Although, side note, Ariel, at least have
Yes.
like a request on Conrad's behalf.
Mhm.
Have there be something in the final fight that is not like larger than size large.
I'm pretty sure I can
I'll
manage
find
that.
uses.
Yeah.
I understand if you don't want him putting like the final boss in the headlock, but I want to see Kane put something in a headlock in the final battle.
He'll have opportunities to put things in headlocks. Now
Kane
you
also-
might not be able to use that when you are fighting against large fields of enemies. However, even the large fields of enemies, I do intend to have individuals scattered about, so you'll still have targets for that. And you have other maneuvers besides, so
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
one
that's-
more
that's
thing in
totally
your
fine.
arsenal.
I'm not
But,
too worried about that. Actually, I can also replace a maneuver, so I'm going to get that goading strike anyways. This is going to be fun. What am I going to get rid of?
7,250, huh?
XP each.
I think that's a level up for me.
did you level up?
Oh,
What
you
level
too?
are you now?
Is that 8th level spells for you?
That'd be level 15. So,
Level
Yeah,
spells?
8th level spells.
well, you brought this on yourself, Ariel. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it was inevitable. If you're willing to leave the spell searching for later,
Yeah,
however,
no, I do not intend to.
yeah.
See the 8th level druid spells. Oh,
Be
Jesus.
There's
Yeah,
some fun
it's
stuff
those
out there.
ones.
Oh,
Druids
no.
are- Druids are fun.
I forgot that was a druid spell.
Oh, I'm gonna be surprised by something later on, but you know what? It'll be okay. It'll be fine.
Oh,
Hey.
those are all so fun.
Mhm.
Oh.
That second last one would have been helpful.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it would be.
What's second last one? Shadow Dragon?
The evocation one, Devin?
Yeah.
That would have been helpful.
Oh, yeah.
The one above could be helpful.
Mm.
All right. So, are we all back?
In GDD,
John?
he's
Indeed
muted.
we are. Yes, we're back.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
There he is.
All right. So, you guys take a peaceful, calming rest. Kane, you feel your strength return, and
With like 17
Perhaps-
needles in your
Yep.
skin.
with it, perhaps a little bit of inspiration. There's a few moves you were meaning to try out, things that you'd heard about, read about, attempted before, but maybe without any success.
Oh, my shoulder now has that kind of flexibility. I'm gonna try something new.
Kane just kind of looks to Calder and be like, hey,
Hmm?
you know how I usually get you guys to, like, shift around the battlefield if needed, right?
Uh-huh.
What if instead I just told you to hit something and I made an opportunity for you?
Okay.
You cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Alright. By the way, Mario, how do we do HP again? Is it max? I always forget.
Average.
Average? Okay.
I have decent con. I'd be past 100 by now if it was max.
Okay.
But if it wasn't for those shrines, I would not be past 100.
I'm just not
Jesus.
even gonna level up right now. Heck that.
6 plus. Oh god.
Lana finally has 80 HP.
Alsana has ADHD?
Just gotta let that one sit.
Wait, what did you say?
Don't worry about it.
I'm very confused.
Consider the topic we were earlier just talking about. 80 HP.
Ah, thank you. Sorry, I just did like
It's okay.
4 hours of readings on that today.
All
Alright.
right. But with that, do you guys want to spend the rest of the afternoon? When do you want to go back to the Kirin?
That's
You've
immediately
got
after trash.
potentially another night if you want a long rest here again.
We have to I out of transports.
Oh no.
Unless he can send us again.
See him in the evening and ask him.
Didn't you technically just get an 8th level spell slot?
I guess technically.
Technically, you did.
Technically.
Technically?
Technically.
Technically.
Yeah. Alright.
We should really get over that.
First, boons.
Yes.
Yep.
Um,
The best of all anything.
yeah, after the party is patched up a bit from the thing.
King kind of flexes after the whole thing, like, alright, that feels good. Let's go.
We'll head back to the Kieran's room.
All right. You head back, and you find the Kirin waiting. Once again. And he looks to each of you in turn, and in return for your services, I offer you this magic. To the smallest one, but the strongest. He looks at Calda. Unsheathe your weapon.
Oh.
Okay. Kala takes out the sword.
You want to fight?
Lay it,
You-
lay it in the waters.
Let's have a Doty Brook.
Let's go give it a little dip.
Yep.
Calda make sure Calda like ask if she could wrap the leather of the hilt. 'Cause she doesn't want it getting like burnt.
He will blink at you. It will be unharmed.
Okay. And Calda will give it a little dippy dip, aka just put it in the fucking water.
You see the bright one bow his great head, and he brushes the surface of the water with the tip of his nose. You see a little ripple bloom out from where he touched the water's surface. And as it dances and moves over the sword, where it lays beneath the water's surface, you see a golden light wash up the blade and around the hilt. And it flashes once and grows still, but it remains faintly luminous. He raises his head. Take up your blade,
Yeah, let's
and
pick
may
the
it,
point.
and may it serve you well.
Thank you. And Calda will give like a little bow. Thank you,
The
bright
great-
one.
The great sword has been transformed into a holy avenger.
Oh,
You what?
it's been what now?
I'm thinking.
Hold on.
I'm here like a +2. Maybe Varial's feeling crazy. A Sunblade equivalent.
Hold on. Oh, what now? A
Oh.
Holy Avenger? Are you shitting
Does
me?
King get a fucking luck blade?
So, for reference, +3 now.
Mhm.
When you hit a fiend or undead, additional 2d10 radiant. 10-foot aura around you that gives creatures advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. If you get to 17th level, that increases to 30 feet.
Fuck.
That is a legendary weapon.
It is the ultimate paladin sword.
Does it not also like crack the earth?
I don't believe
no.
it does that.
That's the Holy Avenger wielded by a specific creature. It's in roll 20. You can drag it on if you want.
No.
That's with your 2d6 radiant on top of that.
It's
Fuck.
attunement. It's attunement.
Yes,
Was the armor attunement or not?
it was. You could wear the armor without being attuned to it, but keep in mind.
Yeah, I know. I'll probably just unattune to it and just have plate armor. But Jesus fucking Christ, Ariel, thank you.
Yes, that commander strike is going to turn into something disgusting.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
How much did you get called
Of
to
note.
reactions per turn so I can do that twice per turn?
No.
The mimetic stone does work on this. It does not add a +1 to the +3 of the Holy Avenger.
Damn.
But it would still continue to do that small additional bit of elemental damage. So it's not going to break that.
I would just like to know Kane has huge eyes, just like feeling the magic radiate off that thing. Like he's like buzzing as he waits for his turn.
Also, I just glances. Oh, you're giving out the good stuff.
I wouldn't doubt anything. You would doubt this wonderful, absolute magical creature.
I wouldn't doubt he had the capability. I was unsure if he was.
Let's not have doubts here. Let's just be thankful.
He turns then towards Elaris, the quiet one. Accept this magic. And he raises his head up, and you see a bright light bloom between the antlers at the center of his forehead. A small orb detaches and floats over to you. And the moment it makes impact, poof! A great pillar of golden flame roars around Elaris towards the ceiling, and then dissipates. Elaris, you are unharmed by this. However, you find your magical knowledge expanded slightly. You can add Flame Strike to the list of your spells without counting against those you know.
Oh!
Oh shit.
When you cast this spell, roll 1d20. On a 20, it does not use up a Warlock spell slot. However, normally it does. You've got a 5% chance.
5% chance to not take up a spell slot.
Yep.
Okay.
On that
That's-
spell specifically.
Is that like 10d10 damage or something?
Something ridiculous.
Yeah, just a 5% chance to just do it for free.
46
Specifically
fire,
for a
46 radiant.
Mhm.
It's also a radius.
Get that radiant damage on there too. You've got the fire so far.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I just drag and dropped it, so.
can you also,
Ah,
I just had the mental
it's
image.
broken.
Can you imagine like the pillar of light and like flame head like blasts up and then it fades away and Laura's just like on the ground dead.
And the Kieran looks at you all, you fools, on guard, and fights.
I was thinking more like, oh, you had a doppelganger.
Oh my god.
All right.
Just on the ground dead? Wait, what?
Then he looks as Elaris, you examine your hands and feel out this magic. He looks then to Kane.
He's got this big dopey fucking smile on his face.
Of course he does.
For the warrior, accept this blessing of versatility.
Oh.
And he paws the ground slightly, leans forward, and breathes out. And a faint, shimmering cloud that glows gold rushes out and envelops you softly, sinking into your armor, your weapons, before vanishing. This does not have a direct D&D counterpart.
Okay.
However, essentially, you can now access a weapons and armor specific form of extra dimensional space. You can designate a new weapon, shield, or piece of armor to this space by spending 10 minutes concentrating on it. Once it's designated, it can be summoned to hand or to wear as a bonus action. Things can be dismissed freely, requiring no action at all. A single bonus action can summon or replace either a full set of armor or a single weapon or a shield. Basically, bonus action, don or doff, or call up any one thing.
Okay. How many things can I put in that hammer space?
Limitless.
Oh my god. Alright.
Literal walking armory.
Yeah, no, that's... Oh, that's gonna be fantastic. I wish I had more attunement slots. God damn it. Oh,
You need more hammers in your hammer space.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be some nasty thing.
Yeah, something nasty.
Of note, though it's not likely to come up in this campaign, Kane could walk unarmed and unarmored into any place, and as long as he has enough turns to bonus action, like, poof, armor on,
He
poof,
could do a
weapon in
henshin
hand,
sequence.
poof, shield.
As long as he's 18 seconds.
Yep.
He can equip a sword, shield, and armor if he has 12 seconds. He can equip like a halberd or like a great sword and a set of armor.
He's got a fucking henshin sequence. He can just like do a pose and just everything happens.
Hold on, is Kane
Exactly.
now the buffest magical girl in the world?
Yes.
If you wish to be, then
No, it's
fine.
Guro.
Alaris gets purple flames. Kane gets a transformation sequence.
Yes. All right. And lastly, for towards Alsana, he turns and to the one who seeks knowledge, you will want many questions answered. I may not be able or have the time to answer them all, but with the right resources, I believe that you could manage.
Blink,
Except
blink.
this magic. And he actually bends down and first he picks up a small basket with the edge of a hoof. He sets it in the water and nudges it towards you, and it drifts across. You see, nestled inside the basket in a mound of cloth, a number of intricately carved pieces of jade, and a small pouch of something fragrant. And as you examine this, you feel the magic of the Kirin wash over you and seep into your mind and your soul. You can add legend lore to your list of spells.
Ah.
You have enough incense for one casting gifted to you, plus the jade required for all of them. Legend lore does not count against your known spells for the day.
That's a fun one. Legend Lore is one of the spells that I
Wait,
really
so I
want
can
to
just
see.
I can just in theory cast Legend Lore infinitely if I have the incense for it.
If you have the incense and if you have the spell slot.
It doesn't
The
count towards the
usual,
parent spells.
yeah, the
Prepared spells.
usual,
Okay.
yeah, prepared spells, no. It doesn't count against those for each day. It does count as a spell slot. Um, However, as a druid, you do have a number of those, I believe.
Okay.
And the usual restrictions and rules of Legend Lore do still apply. It does have to be something fairly legendary. But other than that, you now have access to a spell which previously you would not have.
Question. On the roll 20 it says ivory strips rather than jade.
Ah, alright. I did misread and mistype in that case. In that case, you know what? Jade is very flavored for this. Let's just say it's the
That'll work.
equivalent. It'll work. It's just flavored jade.
That's okay with me. Okay, and she's just kind of like blink, blink. Oh, oh, oh. And she just kind of like slowly picks it up and turns it in her hands.
I kind of look up to the Kieran like, hey, you don't have anything against swearing, right?
I do not partake, but
But you're not gonna be offended if I do, right?
I will not smite you.
It's appreciated because this is the good shit you just gave us.
Oh my.
This is gonna be so fun.
Oh my god, this is amazing. Thank you.
Dude, this is pretty. I gotta admit, this is pretty great.
I'm gonna go spend the next 4 hours just focusing on my weapons. Wait,
You have done me a great service, and in turn the world. And I believe that you are set to do even greater.
the confidence is appreciated. And I think this
With
will make
that,
that just a bit easier.
sorry, what?
I think this will make that good you think we'll do just a bit easier and a bit more within reach.
I would hope so. Now, will you be staying the night?
Also, Anna, can you get us back to the forest? I think we need to lend a hand wherever we can.
I could maybe stretch one more.
In that case, let's take maybe just a couple hours here, limit the amount of time we're within dangerous scrying distance, and then make our way there.
That sounds good.
Well, Karen, I hope you don't take this as offense, but we have to do whatever we can.
I assure you that there can be no scrying here.
Oh, sorry.
But
Wait, I might misunderstood. I was thinking we stay here a bit longer.
Yeah, take a couple hours here, and then head out, just because I want Kane to be able to attune to at least a couple things first into the hammer space.
Well, I
And
was
then
saying stay here until we like until just before we long rest.
I was thinking we do it a bit before, so we can see what the preparations are like, and just in case they come early. Kind of like a midway between, just like take a few hours here, prepare. And
Sure, yeah,
then,
we
kind of,
a couple hours before our long rest there.
yeah.
Because tomorrow's been that week.
Yeah.
Till they
Yeah, so I'd rather be there ahead of time and see what things are like.
alright. So, a couple of hours here. Kane can designate a number of his stash.
Yep, that's 12 things I can do in 2 hours.
Mhm.
Therefore, that's going to be all my armors, my lantern shield, the normal shield, that's 5, the Sword of Thorns, Owl Soul, Javelin of Lightning, the Harpoon, the Flame Tongue, the Mind Reaver. The only thing left I really want to add to that is the Disarming Great Axe.
If you want to
Yeah,
make it 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Actually, never mind. I don't even technically need to do um the rod, because that already switches on a bonus action and a free action.
If you want to keep it out, you could. If you want to designate it, you could. Whichever.
Yep, it'll take last priority.
Okay.
Kieran, sorry, not Kieran, Bright One. One more inquiry, I guess. Could you give some further insight into this individual? She's gonna pull out York.
Bends
The fucking
forward.
skull?
Hmm.
Ah,
Yorick looks up. Hey, nice place you brought me here.
This is the
What's
Bright One.
this?
This is a very powerful
I mean, I
celestial.
can see that, but
The
who
ti-
is it?
The title is the Bright One. It's a very powerful celestial. One worthy of much reverence and respect.
Really? Just because he's a little shiny?
He's also very, very old and very powerful.
I would say you have a tongue on you, but only metaphorically speaking.
I hope you'll forgive the brought along guest. This one, from the little
Interesting.
insight I've got, is the fragment of a soul.
Indeed, I can see that. It is a piece of a whole, incomplete, broken.
Could you garner any knowledge of it, or could you aid York as I've taken to calling,
He
help
huffs.
in maybe unlocking some memories of who they were?
I may be able to try, though. One thing of interest. He kind of tilts his head and looks towards you. This fragment of a soul. Souls feel different, depending on which side they are from. Your souls, to me, very clearly do not belong in this version of the world. It is a subtle thing, but I am one who would be attuned to such differences. The fragment within this artifact, this item, belongs to your side, not this. Whoever this was came from where you are from. And yet, the item itself belongs here.
Is that so?
He gives a slow nod. The substance is of this world. The soul is of yours.
Then the only way this could have gotten there is would have to been through threshold.
He nods again very slowly.
You're telling me this nuisance of a talking skull is a plane hopping artifact?
That's not a guarantee. It's simply the materials that this item was created from were brought here by someone through threshold.
Oh, wonder if Claddy has a sense of humor and he made it.
I don't think so.
I pull at the
Yeah, no, I've seen Claddy when you guys have visited, and I've never seen him before. You know, aside from when you guys visited.
Kane's hands and like press the jaw shut to see if that shuts it up.
Yeah, nice try, buddy.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
also, I'll just like pull it away slightly. It's like if you're not caring to be here for the conversation, you don't have to be.
No, it's just very jarring. This he pulls up the rod of wood. Might is this also made here or made of stuff
Kieran
from?
looks at it. No. That belongs to your side in entirety.
Anything on me that wasn't? I'm just kind of look at anything interesting we can take from this side. Like, anything weird? Just in
He
case.
looks you
My
over.
bag?
I believe that everything on Kane that you did not like pick up here would have come exclusively from your side of the world. I don't believe Kane has anything that would be oddly transported.
Okay.
As a side note, because player has notes somewhere, but I'm not sure exactly where. When did we pin down Yorick being from? Because I know there was a year set.
I don't remember. Hold on, let me look
Okay.
in my timeline. Let me see if I wrote it down.
Because I'll go back and check, because I remember like roughly which session it was, but
I just have to ask because it's my worst fear.
Mhm.
Please tell me that this talking skull isn't something important just to spite me.
I think. Okay, I don't have an exact year, but I think he's supposed to be from somewhere around the beginning of the Third Era. So roughly, again, 1,000 years ago, give or take a little bit.
and therefore would have had to have been. I don't. It's the most likely that material would have been brought over during the last crisis, millennium ago.
The Kirin nods again. Very likely. Those gates are rarely opened, and rarely do people pass through.
And
It would have been the last opportunity, though there would have been one even 1,000 years before that.
yes, but it would be a bit odd to sit on a piece of material for 1,000 years and then use it only after a second opportunity for it arises.
Maybe it was less intentional.
I suppose it's quite the coincidence.
Didn't you just get a new spell that might be able to do this?
I need a name. They need to be someone known. This is why I was asking about the memories of Yorick here.
What about the skull?
That's what I just said.
Oh, I mean, is Yorick not enough?
Yorick is the name I gave it.
Oh, okay.
Yorick didn't have a name before I gave one, or at least remember one.
That he claims.
So I kind of like turns the skull and looks at her. You don't have a reason to lie to me, do you?
Nah, not really.
If you were lying, would you just say the same thing?
To you, probably.
There we go.
To me, have you ever lied to me?
Not that I recall. Do you count riddles?
No.
Okay, no.
Is there a riddle that would tell
She's
us? her name?
gonna insight that with guidance.
Go ahead and insight with guidance. Hmm, the
Might
insight
have-
would be rough because it's skull.
Yep.
But I'll allow it.
Oh,
What's up?
Shit, hold on. Before.
Oh my god.
What's up? 29.
29. As far as Yorick can recall, no, he has not knowingly lied to you.
Do I get any other insights on New York?
Uh, he like genuinely doesn't remember any sort of name.
Okay.
I mean, can I ask, is there a riddle? Possibly that you know that would tell us her name? Or give us a hint?
No.
What is your purpose? What are you made for, that you think?
I was shut in a box for a long time. Then you guys found me. Before that, I think that I was just like decorative.
Mhm.
People didn't like it when I talked to them.
You're a decorative. Well, I mean, that maintains, but you're a decorative skull from a mirror world that doesn't remember its
Well,
creation.
I mean, there was a time before that, but there was a big dragon and I was very shiny.
I mean, fair. That's fair.
Before that,
Well, Sana will
there was the blue lady.
cast guidance on Yorick.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d4.
Who's the blue lady, by chance?
I don't know.
4.
Just I remember a blue lady,
Did she have any?
and
Was her...
Could you describe her to us?
Does,
she was blue.
does the name Aylin mean anything to you?
Aelin,
Was her hair perhaps windy and wispy?
Aelin, Aelin.
+4?
10. I think it was wispy. Yeah, it was definitely wispy.
Her hair was
It
wispy.
was, it blew a lot. I just assumed it was always windy when I was looking at her.
And her
Wait. So is she blue, or did her hair always blow?
both.
Kind of both.
Okay.
She was kind of bluish.
Also, is Alsana's passive medicine nature enough to guess Air Genasi?
I think she wore a lot of blue. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you would guess Air Genasi. Maybe Water Genasi, they have wavy hair, but
Yep.
either or.
But if we're going on the conspiracy theory line right now,
If you're going on the conspiracy theory line, it does match up.
It's a fun line, to be fair.
All right.
Yep.
I
I don't remember anything before the Blue Lady.
Do you remember
It's
the
just
blue
kind of
casting a spell
blank.
to get those memories taken away?
No, I just
Calda,
woke up and I was me,
You're-
and there was a blue lady, and she carried me around. And...
hold on, York. Calda, could you see if there's a magical effect on York that you could end?
Yeah.
could Alsana do a quick Arcana check to make sure that wouldn't just end York?
Hello.
Do a
gonna lie,
quick Arcana check.
Okay with that downside?
I will end you.
Is that
I've been
true,
holding on to
Alana?
this plot thread for like more than half the campaign.
I mean,
Yeah,
roll
so-
your Arcana if you want to.
Okay.
Plus 1 before?
18.
18. Yorick seems pretty sturdy for what he's gone through, but he is also very obviously a fragment of a soul held magically in a gilded skull.
Let's leave that
Dispel
option until the
magic.
end.
Dispel magic might need a bit of an upcast to get rid of Yorick, but you don't know if anything is actually magically affecting him on top of that, and you don't know what level that would be at.
Well, I have an easier way to check that, and she's just
Yeah.
gonna cast Identify.
Okay, if you can rule it out. Have you tried casting Identify on Yorick before?
I don't know.
No, I think you
Never
just heard.
had it, and then we keep forgetting.
I don't think
Yeah.
I had Identify when I got York. So
Yeah,
maybe
that
not.
didn't.
Oh no, Claddy cast Identify on him.
Ah, yes.
Still do it to see if Clem.
No, yeah,
Okay.
no, she's gonna
Yeah.
check that because fuck if it's
Okay.
Aylin. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's fine.
Okay. Alright, you cast Identify. Let's go ahead and it's just you see what sort of magic is affecting it, if it's a creature or if it's any item. Because Yorick kind of straddles the line here.
I think it's technically if it's a creature.
Okay.
Hold
Can
on,
you
check that.
paste identify for
I
me?
am
Just the
pulling it
text?
up right now.
Thank you.
I can check really quick. Hold on.
I'm just copying and pasting it. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yep, one object. Definitely that. You can definitely touch through the casting.
any spells are affecting the item and what they are.
Properties and how to use them.
And if
Attunement, how many charges.
the item was created by the spell, we learn which one it is.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
sorry, I missed that last
Mhm.
bit.
Okay. Okay. All right. As you cast Identify on Yorick yourself for the first time, you get something of a initially there's this burst of information. You sort through it and you kind of tick off that yep, okay, that's that aspect they were talking about, fragment of a soul. Okay, there's it was kind of made by a little bit of necromancy of sorts. Uh, but it's not that somebody was killed with necromancy and then bound here. It's more that that is the binding. Anything that has to do with messing with souls, with life, death, etc., would probably fall under that umbrella.
If Alsana
Uh,
had a bit of a hunch, could she like try to tell if it holds any weight while she's identifying it?
Probably. I'm going to continue and say real quick that it was not made by a specific spell in the spell lists. This seems more like magic cobbled together. And in order to cobble magic together effectively, that does suggest a great amount of skill with magic, possibly a great amount of luck, but more likely skill.
Could Alsana tell if this was an attempt by someone to shear off part of their own soul
Mhm.
and place it somewhere?
Okay. Go ahead and with the casting of Identify helping you along, I'm going to have you roll an Arcana at advantage, but no guidance.
Okay. 29.
Okay.
Jesus.
There was no sense of accident in this. Let me rephrase. There was no sense of this being somebody accidentally doing this to themselves. There's also no sense of it being done maliciously to another.
Oh no,
In the
to
deepest
clarify,
reaches.
my wonder
Mhm.
is like very intentionally taking a piece of one's soul off for another purpose,
Okay.
to leave a little bit of a recess in it to perhaps put something else in later.
All right. In that, you're going to get a twofold echo of the spell that's holding the soul, and deeper beneath it, the spells that were woven into the creation of this artifact itself. As you sense what Claddy said, that this was originally made to hold something. Perhaps a soul in its own right, once upon a time. But you also get the sense that it wasn't meant to hold this soul. It wasn't meant to hold a fragment of a soul. It was meant to hold something more substantial. And the spells holding this soul do not match up entirely with the spells used to make this object. Whoever made this object had a purpose in mind that was not what it was used for. The spells holding this soul in place, Yorick's soul, have a faint echo of desperation. And beyond the desperation of a sense of loss that someone is trying to avoid. Somebody took this item, empty, a wellspring that was meant to hold a soul, and they tried to save somebody with it, but something was left behind because the item was meant to hold something, and so it did. There's a sort of cross interference of power. That little piece that is Yorick isn't the entirety of a soul, but maybe once it served its purpose. Okay, as for the phylactery question, now you rolled high enough. This itself is not a phylactery. The main part of Yorick's soul is not living eternally out there as a being.
At least in
However,
Lich terms.
at least in Lynch terms. However, once upon a time, this object, this skull, was
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah. What
for
the
someone
fuck?
else.
This.
However, it never got to fulfill that purpose, as apparently it was taken and used by someone else for something else.
So, let me guess, he's just some sort of like a joke book item that just happened made out of a random skull.
Shakes her head. This was meant to be a Lich's phylactery.
So what
Oh,
now?
jeez.
The residence of one's soul to leave the body ever living.
York, are you a lich? Or a
No.
failed lich, I suppose?
That was the intent of the item. When it was made here, I would assume. But when it
Well,
was
well, you know
used,
the
it
name.
was used to save someone. Or part of someone.
Brandon, you know any liches that have been killed on the side?
It wasn't a lich that died. It didn't
No,
use
that's
its
fine, but
purpose.
if we know if there was a lich that died here, we can possibly use that naming spell search thing of yours to possibly find out more about them.
Did it, like, use to save part of Yorick's soul
No,
before he was Yorick?
and if who you say you remember first was Aelin. She's acclaimed to be the one who created the investiture spells.
Which are powerful spells, I presume.
They channel the elemental into the body.
Oh, cool.
And someone who could do that would certainly have the chops to desperately do something like this.
Oh, I believe in
York, your soul is a sliver that was saved from something. Possibly by Aelin.
Well, heck, sounds
Right.
important.
By the woman you first remember. She saved your existence in a way.
possibly.
Gee,
Well, maybe when we get back to this side, we can hit up the library, see if she had any tales of her, and maybe someone who adventured alongside of her.
No, I'll do that right now myself. And she picks up the basket and sits down.
Oh, sweet.
I
Cam begins like quick cycling through his weapons and just like 10 minutes, alright, 10 minutes, alright, 10 minutes, alright.
So Ariel.
Yep.
Asana intends to cast Legend Lore. I don't know if you want to do that this session.
it is 10 minutes to cast.
Yep.
So, yep. All right, and I assume that you're looking up Island Stormgust.
Yep.
Okay.
Woman who chased her shadow, member of Threshold. 1,000 years ago. Creator of all 4 investiture spells. And one who potentially created this item Alsana holds in her hands right now.
All right.
As its form is right now. That is the lore she has on her right now.
Okay. So, with that, that is probably a good place to call the session as Alsana sits down and begins to cast a spell to pull knowledge from history itself. So, we'll pick up again next week with some information.
Until next time.
Till next
Until next time.